Hello, hello, hello. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The King, Queen, Supreme has risen from slumber. Winter is upon us. Let us harvest and give thanks for the arrival of the Majesty. I'm here to protect you from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Please seek refuge within my tower. Yes, God. Ciao, welcome. Hello, God. Yes, God, if you haven't done so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, I humbly ask that you tap that notification bell. That way, you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram at YB Speaks. Hello, God. Yes, God, honey. Welcome, 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 honey. What's the tea? What's up, D? How you doing? What's up, Mania? Cub Star Mania. Carl, what's up, boo? How you doing? Janae, hey. Welcome, everybody. Hello, God. And the people that will be catching the replay, I do appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. Girl, I really didn't want nothing specific. I just was bored and I was thinking to myself, why not come up here and chat it up with the kids, child? Um, be sure to tune in tonight for the Kiki panel, Honey Hello God, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Okay, down to Harviana Wilson's YouTube platform, honey. Okay, we will be live and in color, girl. Yes, girl. I have some special announcements to make. What's up, Tina? How you doing? Yes, God, honey. And I just want to be very clear. I'm done when I'm done. I don't have time for no one trying to ever tell. I don't ever want no one. Girl, I drug Corday in his eye for a decade. Girl. So I'm done when I'm done. Y'all know how I roll. Period. I'm done when I'm done. And tonight will not be tonight is about clarity because it seems as if the girls specialize in what Kenya Moore, Hello God, has graced our vocabulary with revisionist historians. Hello God. We all were purviewed. I watched that playback myself because I already told y'all when hoes go to over talking, they're losing. They're thoughtless. They're readless. Hello God. That's what they do. That's what they do. There's no foundation, there's no basis, there's no leg to stand on. There's none of that. Especially when it looks like the life force has been sucked from a bitch in an unnatural way. It's giving failed exorcism. Okay? So I'm done when I'm done. But tonight will only be about providing clarity because I don't feel like enough of that was established. Because I'm not going to let the girls be revisionist historians. Not on my time. And I'm so glad, and shout out to all of y'all, especially the ones who are, embracing other platforms, especially platforms that I'm aligned with in some way. And you're aware, you're getting. That's why I wanted it to be live. Like I didn't want no backstage moment with her. If you clearly hear me at the end of that Kiki panel, I said, let's do this live. I knew where it was going. Because I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. Like how when the floodgates opened the next day when we went live again, nothing's going to be accomplished. See, over talkers and loud hoes like the distortion of it all because they don't want the truth to be revealed onto thee. Hello, God. Especially my day ones and even the people that see me. Girl, put a scale of justice in the chat. if what I said was false. Ain't no hoe in this space ever read me for filth. I welcome it. I'm waiting for it. If it falls upon your spirit to try to gather me, but you got to have a reason. Hello, I had all the reasons in the world to go at her. Hello, God. And it's not my fault that I think I'm witty and I think quick on my feet, girl. Hello, God. Hmm. So I'm done when I'm done, and she'll be okay. But tonight will be mostly just about clarity, providing clarity, the sensible, logical, arguments that I have, and they're not really arguments because it's really not that deep. Child, we liked it better when these girls was faded into the background of life. Now I'm not gonna lie, back then when I was, up and coming, I always like, okay, I would love to talk to the producers. I would love to have their input on some of the thoughts that we have here. But looking back at it now, like, girl, when the girls start peeking their head out, girl, they don't want to go home. Girl, they don't want to. You ever have that person in your house, girl? You didn't have a party or an event. They the last one there, asking you questions like, "What you doing after this?" It's just like trade. What you doing after this? I'm gonna take a shower, smoke, and go to sleep, girl. I might eat something because I just sacrificed 24 hours of not eating for you. You gotta go. You don't have to go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. Period. So, like, we're at that point now. Go home, Roger. Okay, girl. It'd be different if you would have came on here with some, sense and couth and minus the negative energy of it all. It'd be different if you were, more warm and welcoming, but you're a cunt. And seeing the chats and seeing a lot of the responses, and not just from these videos in the past where she's disrespected other people just get tired of that energy. And I love the chat and I love everybody. And this ain't to y'all, this is to y'all. Not y'all, but y'all. Hello, guys. Shout out to Rodney. The chat, honey, these girls will push some shit, and y'all really love a spectacle. But then when we give y'all the spectacle, now, oh my God, y'all went too far. This is too deep. No, save the children. Girl, no, Dr. Joyce Brothers. We're not out here saving puppies and cats. We're reading Rainbow Girl, period. And for those that know me, I only lose my shit when it's warranted, when it's justified. Okay? Ain't nothing left field for me. It may be left field for y'all, because you don't have the context. Because girls wanted to tuck tail and go backstage when they never did that before. Never did that before. Oh, honey, um, Cup Star Mania. Yes, God, I'm professional. There will be no leaks in this building. I'm not Marlo. Bitch, these leaks are plugged. Period, girl. And literally. Yes, girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I make sure she's prepped and ready for surgery. Okay, period. Honey, I like a good old dig out. Okay, so if I want that, that second hole is when the breach happens. That's the test of faith. Are you going to, mess all over trade, or are you going to be a clean girl? Period, honey. I have to make sure she's squeaky clean at all times. And to ensure that, I'm one of those girls, I know my body. I retain. That's why I have to always try to remain active in the gym and active, working out, because like missing days at the gym, I can eat a sandwich, girl, after not having bread for a month and gain 30 pounds. Okay. Yes, honey. Let me tell you something. When you get older, I don't know how old you are. I'm 37. I've had, I have the sense now. Hello, God. I have the powers. All hail the guardians of the watchtowers of the north. We invoke them and all, honey. Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the south, honey, the east and the west, bitch. Because, honey, I know I know who I am now. You know, I know how to weed these guys out. I have that spidey sense. You know, we call it dick sense. Hello, God, I can tell. Are you worth my time or not? Now, sometimes the sense is wrong, but it's gotten more accurate over the years. You learn to weed out the trash. Hello, God. You know, the unwanteds, the ones you know are just going to waste your time. How you never know, this is how you'll never fail. See, everybody loves the pretty boy or the buff muscular guy who's jacked up on pre-workout and whey protein powders, girl, that smell like fucking yesteryear. Let's tell the truth. Y'all love them gym guys. Honey, get you a skinny nigga. A skinny dude with a decent, like, natural ass. And you know what I'm talking about, them hood dudes. A skinny nigga. 9 times out of 10, he's packing. And them skinny dudes have good hip power, which means they know how to fuck. Hello, God, get you an athlete. Hello, God, athletes have amazing stamina. You will never, girl, yeah, you better fleet for 40 days and 40 nights if you're dealing with someone with high-powered stamina because they're going in you. Hello, God. What's up, Jace? How you doing? Hey, y'all. Thanks for tuning in today, honey. But yes, girl, yeah, you gotta weed them out, honey. Okay, you say you're grateful for a vagina. Yes, girl, you better learn, honey. I have a bunch of homegirls though. They told me they don't like really big diox, which I understand. But sometimes I like an adventure, girl. I have to feel pressed down, shaken, cut, burnt over, and stretched. Period. Hello, God, honey. That's sometimes you just need a good stretching, girl. Take your time and work it slowly, honey. Because I'm the kind of guy that needs the type of guy that can make it last and stretch always, honey. Okay, hello, God. That's the remix. Period. Hmm. But yeah, y'all, just going back to that real quick, you know, again, tonight we'll just be providing clarity on the Kiki panel. There's some other updates that we have for y'all. So please stay tuned. Girl, you know how we gonna do. Period. And I want people, there needs to be an understanding of what the Kiki panel is. And again, I'll say it again tonight. For those that aren't here or that don't follow me or, you know, they just come for the Kiki panel, that's perfectly fine. The Kiki panel, as we talk about Chasing Orlando, there's a bunch of us that already do our own reviews. Hello, God. The Kiki panel is for a Kiki. We take moments of the show and we expound upon them. We Kiki about it. Maybe one of the cast members might come up. Maybe one of y'all might come up and we just Kiki about specific moments. It's not going to be a thorough review. Okay, like that was never the intention with the Kiki panel because they never did that before when it was Sean and Aaron. Ooh, child, relax that puss, Jace. You've been out all day, honey. Sunday fun day is over, girl. You need to go to that house, make us some branzino, honey. Hello, God. Us, like, child. I'm not even in where you at right now, child. But yeah, make us some. I can eat it through the screen. Hello, God. Yeah. That's what them jail dudes used to tell me. You could eat it through the screen. Nigga, you that hard up? Hmm. Girl, they can call me whatever they want to call me. I own it. I own every bit of it. I've shared that part of my life on here. Y'all know that. There's nothing anybody, that's why bitches can't read me. I own almost every part of my life. Y'all have heard it all. Y'all have heard literally all of it. Well, not all of it, but most of it. I find a way to turn it into an informative, entertaining conversation. Okay? Very educational around here, bitch. We teach the girls something. Ooh, lamb chops. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Nick? I'd love for you to do a video for people who have never been in a relationship or been intimate before. I've never had, girl, child. Who you talking to? These are hotels over here being told, honey. Okay, I just told y'all I'd be out here busting it wide open for the trade. I never once said I'd be kissing them and loving them and hugging them and and cuddling and all that other shit. I've never genuinely had that experience before. I've had it in bits and pieces with certain trades that I've had longer, relationships with, but not they weren't my boyfriends. These weren't my husbands. These weren't commitments and exclusive situations. You know, I'll probably never know, but they might have been someone else's man. You feel me? Like, I've never really had long-term intimate relationships with anybody. And the reason I don't count the long-term trades that I've had, that just becomes familiar when you really think about it. Like, you know what you're here for at the end of the day, but because y'all have this longevity in your, situationship, you get comfortable with each other. Never mistake that for love. Never mistake that for this is something more than what it always has been. It's just familiar because it's been long term. I've never, when I was a young queen, that's what used to get me in my feelings about trade. Yeah, don't get in your feelings about trade, honey. I can't speak to that. That's not my experience, unfortunately. You know, what's up, Jeff? You need to get you a butch queen. No, I'm good. I'm good. If I go that route, I'll probably get a femboy. If I go that route, I'd rather just do a femboy. Do you only date trade? I don't date at all, baby. I don't. You don't see. That's the key. You don't date trade. Trade is not to be dated. Trade is to be fucked. Let's just tell the truth. Late in the midnight hour, huh? Late in the midnight hour. Yeah, honey. Trade is only meant to turn you around, or you turn them around, or however y'all want to do y'all pray telling Ricky situation, girl. Okay. Like, no, you don't date trade, honey. But I only because it fits my life. I don't mind like down low men. I don't mind trade. I don't mind even a lot of the trade. Trade can also be like a gay dude. He's just moves in the way of trade. You know what I'm saying? So for me, yeah, it's easier for me. I don't have to establish that level of intimacy with you. There's no expectation other than what we're doing in the moment. Yeah, girl, don't fall in love with trade, honey. What's up, Lex? How you doing, boo? It's been a while. Hope you've been blessed and never stressed, my dear. Period, D. There's no point in love, especially nowadays. It's not the energy in the world. People think that this is funny and it's like to laugh about it, but we got to tell the very real truth here. The energy in the world at this moment does not allow for the proper courting for love, if that makes sense. Everyone is stressed out, whether it's economic, whether it's, anything else. People are stressed out right now. Like, I wouldn't be trying to get into a situation with nobody right now. I feel like we all owe it to ourselves to get our life together and handle our life. And that's one of the main reasons I have not really looked for love like that. Because I'll be very transparent because I'm that way. When I was younger, I'm not going to say trained, but my mindset was look for love in the niggas that you're attracted to. I'm looking for love with trade. Obviously, that's never going to work. That's something I had to learn the hard way, like every other person normally does. If my life is not aligned a certain way, I don't ever want to try to be with anybody. Because when you're with someone, especially someone you're getting to know, that's a lot of energy that you consume. That's a lot of energy that you expel. That's just a lot. And I know what it's like, especially when I was younger, thinking I'm in love, the things that you'll sacrifice, the parts of yourself that you will literally give away, hello gone, for someone who, shout out to Abby Reviews, who has coined this, you meet their representative. It's not until you got good and comfortable, honey, y'all might have moved in together, y'all might have, done all the things together. But girl, 6 months after all of that honeymoon phase, the representative got comfortable to show who they really are. Now you done wasted all this time with this raggedy individual. I don't want to go through that. I went through that before. I've gone through that before. And that, girl, years wasted, energy wasted that could have been given to yourself. And if I would have already given that energy to myself, that nigga wouldn't have been able to play with me. Period. But we learn, we grow. Every experience, you got to learn from it. You have to apply. And that's what I had to do. Yeah, don't fall in love with trade. It's only good for a good night. That's it, period. I just knew you was about to say you ran a train on someone, not you was trained mindset wise. Laugh out loud. Let me fix my gut of my child on this good old faithful Sunday, Markel. And you married now. You's a married woman, honey. What you doing over here thinking like that? But then again, it is me, so I don't blame you for thinking like that. Child, Markel knows, honey. He been around for years, girl. Been around for years, honey. Markel knows. That's why he was like, oh, I already know where he going with this. Okay. Now that we are on this topic, I have a question. Do you think DL men are just exclusive to gay boys, or do you think they are both for gays and trans women? It depends on what they're attracted to. I've had men in my life who never experienced the dude before, but there was something about me that they liked. And when that tea got out, other gays tried to get him, but he was not interested in them. And I asked him, I said, well, although I appreciate your loyalty and exclusivity, why? And he was like, I'm not into that. I just like you. I'm comfortable with you. So it's about whatever they're attracted to. I actually have a 3-year piece of trade that I've been dealing with. Oh, honey, when I tell you, oh, girl. Oh, Mr. Blatino, honey, let me tell you something about him. When I tell you he doesn't live too far from me, he's literally like right around the corner. And he's such a mystery. And it's been 3 years. I just give him head. And I asked him, because we're comfortable now. I asked him, I was like, why do you, because I ain't gonna lie, girl, that thing is thangin', okay? When I tell you that thing is thangin', girl, it has the power to plug all the leaks in every building, okay? That's why I live for it. And he doesn't want to um put it in me. And I don't know. I understand. Like I've had some trades in the past that were like that. They only wanted the mouth. They didn't want the south. Hello, gone. Okay. Um, and I just, I get that part. And he's like, honestly, I don't like dudes. I don't like men. I'm not I don't find that to be, I really don't like it at all. But I like what you can do with that. Okay. And you have people that are just like that. So again, if whatever they're attracted to, because you have trade that are only specific to trans women. I see it online all the time. Trans only, TS only, TS only. Like they only want that, or femboys, or sissies, or punks, or whatever. They want the thing that comes off the most feminine. And some of those guys have a weird way of thinking too, because I think that some of them think, not all of them, I think some of them think, well, the more feminine it is, the less gay it is. But girl, if that's the case, then why ain't you doing the real women? I'm just saying though. Sometimes they got to make it make sense, but I understand it at the same time too, because I understand there is a difference, and a lot of people don't like to be honest about that. There's a difference between, you know, um, I don't think the men, people, period, humans, and all other species that walk this planet, there's no like shame. There shouldn't be a shame. Like I feel like everyone at some point, not everyone, but most people, especially in history, you find an attraction to the same sex. Doesn't necessarily make you gay. Does that make sense? And I know some people say, oh, you're just catering to the DL. I'm not doing that. I understand sex and I understand pleasure more than the average person does. I've had many experiences that prove my point. Hello, God. I think men seek out pleasure in all forms, and it sometimes might be with the same sex. I've heard men say, hey, no offense, I got a girl. She don't know how to use that mouth like you do. I've also heard girls say, hey, I let a girl eat me because she's better with her mouth than a dude is. That doesn't necessarily make these people gay or lesbians or whatever. Now, maybe bisexual, maybe, questioning, whatever the case may be. But I do believe that people have the power to do what they want to do without being labeled. Because if you assume the identity of being, not the identity, but if you assume, hey, I'm gay, that means you're through and through. Some people just like the act of pleasure. And if you get hard or you get horny, hello, God, that doesn't necessarily mean you love this person. You just are sexually aroused and attracted to this person. Period. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Do you think it's a red flag for someone who is not comfortable with being intimate to be in an open relationship with their partner so their partner isn't losing out? Well, if that's the only reason you're going to have an open relationship, you need to reevaluate self and said relationship. You should only be inviting others or having an open relationship if that's like through and through y'all's nature, if that makes sense. And if you're with someone, you have a partner, like you're in an actual relationship, I would hope there's levels of intimacy that you guys are practicing or being involved in. That's what the partnership and the marriage and the togetherness is for. Now, if you're like me, that's different. Like I don't want any. I'm not seeking intimacy with one night stands and with pieces of trade that I've been dealing with for a long period of time. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if I'm in a relationship, I want to give affection. I want to give love, and that person should want to do the same thing. That's the whole point of the relationship. If you feel like you got to open it up because of that, you have to reevaluate self. And also, too, there may be a trauma. For me, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like giving hugs. I don't like women touching me. I actually don't like to be touched like that by anybody, to be honest with you. It's because I've lacked that. I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a dad. I was raised in foster care. I don't know what that level of intimacy looks like. So even in, dealing with men on that level, I don't really want that. I don't know how to accept that. I don't know how that feels. And I feel like even when I told y'all the story a while back in a Pleasure Points conversation, there was this dude that I was dealing with. I, ate the groceries, child. And then he tried to kiss me. And I was like, oh, I don't kiss. He was like, why? I was like, it's too intimate. And then he had the nerve to say, well, you just ate my ass. And I said, yeah, that's because I'm a whore and I'm doing what whores do. If I were to kiss you, that would symbolize a level of intimacy that I'm not looking for. I don't want to feel. And I'm definitely not trying to do it with you because you're also a whore. And why would I kiss a whore? I'm just, be honest, period. Period. I've been in the bushes watching, expect a link soon. Okay, girl, no, that's right. Oh, that was kind of wholesome. Okay, would you consider DL and trade two different things? They can exist together. You can be a DL piece of trade. Hello, gone. You know, and DL and trade are trade more so than anything is like a behavior. Like you can see trade. Like this is trade. It's more of a characteristic than anything. Now we talk about DL. DL is like a trauma. You're down low for a reason. You're down low because, girl, you can't exist in, your the open spaces of life because of the rejection. Hello, God, because of the depression that will come with that, because of whatever your situation is. You're just down low. Down low is just being an extremely discreet individual. You know, that might be the dude who comes to your crib in a mask or likes the lights off or only creeps in the middle of the night. Hello, God, he don't want no one knowing his business. Like that kind of shit. Trade can be an openly, gay person, but just has the physical characteristics of like a hood straight guy, so to speak. Hopefully that made sense. I would have to agree, even if it's not a sexual attraction or desire. I'm sure. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, I didn't know the comments are flooding, girl. Sorry, y'all. I'm sure every man has one man that they feel is attractive, handsome, etc. If you look at the dynamics in male friend groups, especially the straight ones, I did a video about this a while back, talking about the gym culture. Like them gym bros, every one of them are fine. Hello. You might see the one fugly one, but they're trying to get him right so he can fit into the group. Period. But overall, most male groups, they're always going to be cute. You know, if they're not, there's aspects about them that make them attractive. I feel like they only do that. It's very selective. I believe it's by choice, it's by design, because there's like, oh, I want to be around attractive niggas. Niggas in the locker room, people in the gym, it don't even matter. Like, even in sports, there's always a sizing up of the competition. I told y'all when I was growing up, and I know that it still goes on, little boys sit around and they measure dicks. Period. It's not on no gay shit. It's just they want to prove, or they want to see, damn, am I out doing this one? It's always a level of competition. So to have competition, there has to be judgment, right? So by judging these guys, you're saying to yourself, oh, you look good. You're my competition. Ain't no nigga finna look at no fugly dude or ugly dude and be like, oh, you're in any kind of way. They don't care. That's why a lot of dudes, when they got a good looking homeboy, they know they homeboy a hoe, they don't want you nowhere around their sisters, their baby mothers, their girlfriends, or nothing like that. Because they've judged you already. They said, damn, my nigga look good and he got a history of taking these hoes down. I don't want him nowhere near the girls. Because that means you have judged him. You agree that he looks good enough to be able to do the things that you're worried about him being able to do. What's up, Abby? How you doing, boo? Child, you ain't walking into nothing. We just talking, chatting it up over here. That's all. Getting into all the things of those things. Hello. What's up, She? How you doing, baby? Or Shay? I apologize. There's probably more freedom with the trans women than with natural women. Girl, the things I see on Twitter, I haven't seen so many straight women eat ass before in my life. They trying to keep up with the Joneses, girl. They say they tired of us, you know. Girl, they said they got to get in where they fit in, girl. I have a friend that is like that, where her mama never really gave her love like that. So when people hug her and stuff, she don't know how to act towards it. Yeah, that's just what that is. And as I get older, I've accepted that. You know, I'm still trying to find ways to deal with these things, but as you progress in life, so do your problems and issues. So certain things I put on the back burner. As long as it's not affecting me, and having me spiral out, I'm good. That's something I feel like I can deal with as time goes on. What's up, Nick? Hugs, kisses, etc. would be fine, but I mean the person is not comfortable having sex, but they still love and want to be with their partner, so they just let their partner have. Honey, Nick, I don't know if you know what you're getting into. That's blasphemy over here on the YB Speaks Truth and Server of Justice platform, honey. In the words of Sukiana, I come from a long line of hoes. I don't know this language you speak of. Talking about you're not comfortable having sex, then in my humble opinion, I get that y'all love each other, but if you're not comfortable enough having sex with your partner, you're doing yourself a disservice and that person a disservice. Why are y'all together? Sex, people don't like to admit this, but sex, intimacy, whatever, is at least 90% of a relationship. That's how you guys truly connect and become one. Okay? Come on, girl. Let the force be with you. And the question is, why are you not comfortable having sex? Especially with your partner. Okay. I differentiate trade versus DL by identity. That's kind of what I was saying. I was long-winded with it, but that's kind of along the lines of what I was saying, Jace, I think. Does trade mean a gay man who doesn't look gay? Like a Pete? No. Trade from my world, it's about it's a hood nigga or a straight nigga with a certain level of swag. You know, that's what trade kind of is. You know what I mean? At least from how I grew up and how I learned to, expound on that. What's up, Tracy? How you doing? Like Pete Buttigieg, that's a butch queen, girl, because we know you can tell, us gays can tell, like when she gets home in the privacy of her own home, she's throwing on Mariah Carey, Make It Happen, honey. And she's putting on her grandmother's heels, girl, and she's getting that broom and she is doing a whole show with the fan blowing and the wig that she just put on. Yeah, no. Andrew Gillum would not be considered trade. That's a DL man. Andrew, y'all remember, girl, child, they Olivia Pope his ass, and he had no choice but to fall out of that race, child. I think he was running for governor of Florida, and they found him in a hotel room, geeked out of his mind, with a queen or two, I guess. They were doing drugs and shit, child. So that would be DL. He ain't trade. Like when we talk about trade, in my opinion, it's about persona, it's about swag, it's about that what it's giving off. Machismo, honey, macho gracho, honey. Hello, God. Another question. So, when it comes to the attractive friend group, especially in the gay community, what are your views on that? Because I have both positive and negative. Well, in our community, we're just as jealous, if not more, than our straight counterparts. So when you want the pretty girls around you, because that's going to attract the trade, it's going to attract the boys to flock to the group. But you secretly, not you, but you know what I mean. Like there will be that one hoe or a few hoes in the group that secretly are jealous of that bitch. People are constantly judging you. More so in our community than any other community. It's really sad. And some people just want to hang out with you because you look good. Let's tell that very real truth. Your aura is going to attract what they want, period. And then you have those friend groups that hang out with ugly people to make themselves shine more. And that's even more horrible, in my opinion. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Who is that, Nick? Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. Okay, it's not about you. Okay, okay, make that clear. I know that's right. Okay, well, whoever it's for, because that's very detailed. Hello, Gon. Tell your friend, Hello, Gon, or your group or whoever, and you let them know what YB Speak said, honey, because they got to figure it out. No, God, honey, I don't believe in a sexless life, especially if I'm in a relationship. And that's another thing too. Like when I finally, leave the streets, when I retire this puss, Hello, God, when I put this coat up, I hang it on the coat rack, girl. Girl, I ain't that loose. Okay, period. When I finally decide to give it all up, child, it needs trust is going to be given up because the right man came in. He checks off all the boxes. And that top box is pleasure. How are you with that? Are you okay with that? Because I'm one of those people that I am bipolar. I do have depression. And if you notice people with mental illness, mental issues, they're more sexual beings. That's how we get our pleasure sensors to do everything needed, required, and desired, girl, for sustenance. That's how I like to balance myself out. Not a sex addict at all. I had to address that years ago, but then I thought about it. No, I'm not that way at all. Especially when I've given up 2 to 3 years for not having sex a long time ago. I have my moments. Um, what was I trying to say? But yeah, shit, I forgot. Yeah, you got to come out here and handle business, honey. That man is gonna have no choice but to be able to put up with me. Because girl, I might, depending on the situation, if I'm with a topper, a man who enjoys being a top more, then I'm gonna all like at least 5 times a day you're getting your dick sucked. That's just how it's gonna be. I might be in one of those moods. Yeah, period. Like you better be ready. And if you're a bottom, if I'm dating a bottom guy or whatever, you better be ready to eat all times of the night, honey. This table is before you in the presence of your throat. You at least that part. Now I understand bottoms because I bottom too. So even a verse guy, like there needs to be a schedule if you want to play in the backyard of life. Okay, period. Okay. let's change topics right quick. How was your gym journey going? I hurt my ankle. I don't know how I did it. I went on a long walk with a 30 weight vest and a sweatsuit on. After that walk, I don't remember hitting myself on anything. I don't remember anything about it. My ankle has been kind of messed up. It's just now almost done healing. So I haven't been to the gym in a better part of like maybe a week and a half. But I feel like this week is a good week. I'm going to start back. But overall, it's going well. I do need to be a little more consistent. But when this injury happened, I could barely walk. So, yeah, I do need to be better because summer is approaching and it's time to get this body right, honey. Okay. But the difference between me and most girls is I have tone. Hello. I have tone to my body. Hello, God. I'm not built like empty fur. What's up, Spicy? How you doing, boo? Did you go pick up your pie from Taco Bell yet? Child. I hope that was fake, because that is disgusting. Though I'll be honest, I'll probably never be into doing penetrative stuff. Well, I hear you, but let me tell you something, honey. Don't knock it till you try it. I'm trying to tell the girls, don't knock it till you try it. Because why do you think most of our trade in these so-called tops are now verses? Because they knocked it before they tried it for years. Then they tried it. Now they don't knock it. Hello, God. Okay. Like you hit the right spot. You do it the right way. You'll be good to go. You got to really take your time. Like a lot of these dudes, like I don't know what's wrong with them, especially the ones that are more girthier and longer than the average man. You can't just ply into it, girl. This is not a field to plow. You need to take your time and work it slowly because if you do that the right way, you're going to make me feel good, which is going to make you feel good. So if we make each other feel good, we're going to have an experience. Okay, period. Andrew Gillum was a sad case. He was definitely DL, but they set that man up. Didn't want a black man to be the governor of Florida. He fell for the white twink trap. Now Florida is stuck with the sun, the Satan. Exactly. That was given as I watched um Scandal over again. One of those situations. I immediately thought of the Andrew Gillum situation, and I was like, "Girl, what if that was like set up?" I wouldn't put nothing past the girls. What's on the menu for Thanksgiving? Well, I already bought the turkey last week. Bought it from Walmart. Child, I bought a decent sized turkey for $11.30. So I went on ahead and got that. I'm doing the rest of my shopping this week coming up. Friday. Well, I'm going to actually do it on Saturday. So the menu is as follows, child. We're going to have turkey. We're going to have ham. We're going to have macaroni and cheese. Hello, God. We're going to have mashed potatoes. Hello, God. We're going to do dressing. Hello, God. We're going to do candied yams. Hello, God. We're doing deviled eggs. We're doing green beans. We're doing black eyed peas. We're doing banana pudding. Hello, God. And what else? I think that's it. Oh, and I'm gonna do some Parmesan garlic Hawaiian sweet rolls. And I don't need to make cornbread because I'm doing the dressing. So yeah, girl, I'm finna throw down. Pardon my ignorance. Y'all know I'm not from the Caribbean, so certain things I don't know what dressing exactly. It's basically cornbread. It's just a moister stuffing. It's stuffing, but it's moisture. It has more. It's not thick and chunky or anything like that. It's a dressing. You add all of the accoutrement. I do mine with celery, bell pepper, onion, garlic. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I don't do the homemade cornbread shit. I get the Stouffer's. Uh the mix shit, what is that stuff called, the stuffing mix. And what I do is when my turkey is almost done, I drain the juice from the bottom of the pan, and I use the juice, and I add a little butter and seasonings and things of that nature. Hello, gone. Mix her together, throw her in the oven to bake off for a while, and make sure she's crunchy at the top and moist in the middle, girl. And on the sides, got to be crunchy too. Hello, gone. And I'd handle my business. Period. You said side dishes. What's up, Danny? How you doing? Oh, oh, damn. Okay. So you're what they call a side. I've been hearing that a lot lately. So I'm gathering a side is like a person who only sucks or get sucked, or they don't do any hard like sex vibes. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just going to eat a pre-made Thanksgiving dinner. No, God, honey. I mean, giving or receiving penetration, giving oral would be fine, but the thought of sticking someone or someone sticking me makes me cringe. Girl, this is more blasphemy, Nick. I'm not gonna lie. I told y'all this experience already. I have laid with a woman, hello God, many women, actually four, and those were things I said that I would never do. It made me cringe. But as I've grown in life, and I find myself in these situations that are kind of surprising. I've learned to live in the moment, and I'll be real with you. If you get aroused, walk into it. If you don't, leave it alone because there's really no point. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but surprise yourself. Like, don't think too much about it. And if it's an experience that you do ponder, because you're pondering in some aspect of it, you have to lay the foundation for the right experience. Make sure you're cleaned out or the other person's cleaned out. However, I don't know, top, bottom, whatever you are, honey. Or are you a woman? I don't know if you want to experience, butt play, girl, or whatever. But like, set the groundwork and make sure it's with someone who respects you enough to take their time. You never know, girl. Smoke a little joint, have a little drinky drink, loosen up a little bit. Hello, God. Fleet before you meet, and child, let him beat. And then y'all skeet. Hello, God, girl. Yes, period. Like vegetables and yams, mashed potatoes. Yes. Yep, I mix smoked sausages and all that in my stuff. And okay, I might do some turkey trimmings and throw it in there. Because the dressing is literally like the thing I make last while my meats are cooling down. Because the girls kill me. Y'all be trying to cut y'all meat as soon as it's done. Serve your meat. You're supposed to let your meat sit. That way the juices can redistribute throughout. That way you have your more. A lot of y'all be complaining, oh, my turkey is dry, or my meat is dry, or my chicken came out dry. Well, it did that because you don't let the meat sit. You let it sit. And I think with turkeys, you have to let it sit at least half of the time it cooked or some shit like that. I forget. But yeah, let your meat rest, honey. Hello, gone. You said, okay, it's a person who doesn't do penetration at all, only pleasure using things outside of the body. Come on with your Webster's Dictionary, Jace. Hello, God. Or Webster's Freaky Dictionary. Okay. All right, Denny, you're right. Just outside, please, of the body. Nick said, okay, that would describe me perfectly if I ever did it. Yeah, try it, child. You'll be surprised. You're neither top nor bottom. Okay. I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but hey, my questions is we all know how you hate us New Yorkers. Just kidding, laugh out loud. But would you ever watch a Chasing New York? I will watch anything that I find interesting, no matter who the boss and CEO is, the producers, it doesn't matter. I will, if it's interesting, if they're serving what needs to be done, hello God, then they'll get my attention. But I've made this announcement a couple of times already. Once this round of chasing is done, I'm done. I'm moving on to what serves me and what I get the most out of. And I love the web reality world. I've been a part of it for a decade now, actually. I think even longer. Um, it's great. I love it. But there's a time when everybody has to change and move on. I can't keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again. It sounds like I'm being shady towards the platforms, but if you really think about it, nothing has changed. And this isn't just about chasing reality, it's about other platforms as well too. It's the same concept, it's the same storyline, it's the same thing. And just like many people for years have pointed out to me, YB, you do know that a lot of your reviews sound the same from years ago because nothing has changed. So, wouldn't that be the definition of insanity to just keep going and going and going if things have not changed? I want elevation. I want to see something different. You're not going to get that if you keep, you know, walking around the same block. And quite frankly, just like, reality TV had their era, and I feel like that's slowly dwindling. Um, Web series as well. Like, look at a lot of the girls from the past. They dropped out, they bowed out gracefully because they saw there was no sustainability. They were no longer viable in today's, market. Um, Chasing is just the step above because of the quality and the consistency and the fan base that they've catered to since their inception. A lot of people thought they were going to come out and get it like Chasing Reality, but they didn't. That's why they decided to go back to whence they came, which is those 9 to 5s, girl, period. And stop. And my thing is this: I don't like playing with cast members. These are people's lives. Like, I harp on this a lot, but I feel bad for people like Rashida, T.S. Kendra. Look what Alicia had to go through, and a lot of the other Jayla had to go through in that first season of LA. I didn't watch the second season, so I don't know who was on there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at and I really stand by that argument that the trans women in the web reality space, they're not produced well. And I don't think that these people are trying to be evil and not produce them well. I just don't think they know how to produce stories. I don't think they have the imagination needed, required, and desired to expound on these very complex things that their cast members go through. And again, I'm not saying that to be shady, and that's okay. Only certain producers I've seen have that ability. I will not name those people because I'm not trying to create division. I'm not trying to create a problem here. And I don't want my argument to be overshadowed by that level of shade that people will consider that to be. But it's the truth, though. Like, when we talk about Rashida, because this is current, damn, girl, you gonna let these people just throw this out there, no build, no context, no storyline, and all we get to see you do is tripping out and having an obvious identity crisis? This is a facet of the trans experience none of us have ever bared witness to. I haven't, and the majority of the people that I've talked to about this have said the same thing. So what are you going to do as a storyteller to make sure that her story is given the just due and the respect that's needed, required, and desired for people to have an understanding of what it is she's experiencing and what she's showcasing? Sometimes it has to be the right person or people and situation. Amen, Denny. Oh my goodness, Lobby. Like, the right situation, I might be open to people or scenarios I wouldn't have probably otherwise done. I thought they meant side dishes. What's up, D Garrison? Mommy is sitting in the living room watching football. Oh, okay. All right. Serve him up, honey. You talking about your meat or your man's meat? Either way, meat needs to be served. Get to it, bitch. Girl, he in there watching football. Hello, God. You should be on your knees to give thanks, honey. Even though Thanksgiving is not here at the moment, it's never too early to give thanks, honey. Go on there. Let him watch his game while he receives the throw. Hello, God. Some people forget the resting part when they cook meats. They sure do. Ed Denny was right. I met a guy about 2 months ago who was assigned, and he said he might be open to the possibility of penetration later on. Child, everyone does evolve. You have to be willing to evolve. But I believe, like, was it Denny that said this? It had to be the right person, right scenario, right situation. There's a bitch will always fold for someone. We love the new thing the girls talk about, aura, aura. I've met some dudes who weren't, who had some butter faces, but they had aura. They had swag. They were able to get what they wanted from the doll because they had that thing about them. I wouldn't normally go for a person like that at all. But hello God, and obviously you have to have a decent little you gotta have good hygiene and the thing must be banging, okay? Period. I don't, again, I don't go for the pretty boys. I don't care for them. That's window dressing, girl. Don't ever trust window dressing. Never trust window dressing. I love to come up New York. I would be for a chase in New York. The come up New York, I tried to weather that storm, but girl, them girls was doing too much. And that other boy, the little light skinned boy who like to try to fight everybody with that little ass dick, no one has time for that. Girl, keep it moving. I don't like all of that extra.com. Tell stories. Anybody can fight, and I'm here for a good old fight, but it has to make sense, and that can't be the bulk of your goddamn show. I like substance. If you know the way that I review, there's a substance level to my review. There are a lot of things I do now that I wouldn't have done. Child, Denny, talk about it. Talk about it. I am in awe of my current self. Complete and utter awe. You couldn't have asked, girl, I was against all of it. Actually, you can tune into some of those old Yes God roundtables when the girls were calling me a prude and a prune. Hello God, a Georgia prune. Shout out to Rashida. Hello God, the Georgia prune bitch. Girl, I said I would never do half the stuff I'm doing now. I was against topping. I used to belittle men, who wanted me to top them. But now look at me. I've played in the fields of, the fields of fish, child, and said I would never do those things. I'm doing a lot of things. And again, right place, right time. And honestly, it wasn't something I actually thought about. It was a situation that just happened, and then I ended up liking it. And then I expounded my palate after that. Hello, God. You don't think you're going to watch season 7? The disrespect is too much. You are right, YB. Season 7, I'm gonna give it a watch. Again, I don't have to like the man to like the product, and I told myself I committed myself to finishing out this last rollout. So chasing Atlanta, chasing LA, and after that, I'm done. I'm bowing out, and I'm moving on with YB Speaks Truth platform. Um, you're going to get way more from me anyway after that period. I have a lot of things that I have in store. I have Tika Naturals that I'll be working on. I got that going on. That's going to make me very busy because I have some things in the works with that. Again, I'm living in, talk more about it when it's actually up and running. So 2026 is the year for me to arrive. Hello, God. I have the podcast that I'm going to be working on. I have the, uh, what's that thing? Patreon. I'm been working on other videos for this platform as well. Also, I thought about it. I'm not gonna make a second channel. Like, I'm not gonna do all that. I'll just put everything on this channel. It is what it is at this point. What might help me is I'll create playlists to hold things that are aligned with each other. That way, you guys can find it and watch those things for easier. But I do have some things that I'm going to be working on, and I'm moving forward. I can't. Again, it's been a decade, girl, and it's not about shade. It's not about tea or any of that shit. It's just about I'm growing. And honestly, the reason I came back was for one, the amount of people that hit me up when I took that break. I didn't review season 6 of Atlanta. I didn't even finish I don't think I finished my reviews of the other season because, we were having some things going on, amongst myself and some producers, but we're good now. And, I was just kind of over it. But and it was the people, and I was done. I really wasn't going to come back, but the people, y'all, hello, God. Y'all encouraged me. You wanted my thoughts and my opinions. Hey, so I was like, you know what? Let me come back. And then Harviana hit the scene, And that kind of energy was new and fresh, and it ignited and inspired me to say, you know what, let me just come back out and do the things of those things. Because I was burnt out, girl. Y'all gotta understand, if y'all are just joining the platform, myself, before and especially during the Justice League, we put in that work. We were live many times in a week. We were interviewing many times. Like, we're talking about like work put in. Like, honey, like, we were consistent and we were the T, we were the thing. Still are, if we tell the truth. Hello, God. But like, we put a lot of work, and that was exhausting, especially when you're trying to do what you got to do for your own platforms. Like, that stuff was exhausting. We were doing G status and chasing, and I think we did other commentary on other things. Like, we were constantly working, girl. If it wasn't on my channel, it was on Ebby's or Really B's or El Teddy's or Scotty's or Terrence or Kat. Like, we were working, girl. We were consistent. We were holding it down in this space for a very long time. And we were the ones to turn to. Hello, God. And that became exhausting. Like, we put the work in. What else you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be mad at the girls because we got to move on. And shout out to the girls who was there for that era. We just had a flashback to that hot cunt of Hugh. Child, we're good now, honey. But at the time, oh, girl. Oh, girl. That was a lot. Real life reality does better with the trans girls. I don't see, and then what happens is I tried to do too much, and you don't realize not only do we have to watch these episodes, we have to watch them again for notes. Then we got to conduct the conversation, the lives, the panels, or whatever, the interviews, the discussion pieces, yeah. That's a lot to do. So that's why I made, and plus, a lot of these girls weren't consistent enough. And y'all were burning me out quicker than I'm used to. So I was like, you know what, girl? I don't have time for this. I'm only the most consistent platform gets my attention, and that was Chasing Reality. Period. I may have watched things here and there, but no. As far as reviewing them, it was only going to be Chasing. The T girls come off as added accessories of deliberate miss when it comes to the show. To be honest, it's socially reckless. That's exactly what one of my gripes was, honey, hello, God, when trying to get my point across to Boston CEO and the rest of the production for Orlando and just any other girl in production. Like, I feel like trans women need to be produced by other trans experienced people because they only will know what that should look like and how it should show up. Because again, if it's not you, you don't care about it. If that depiction doesn't represent you and who you are, you're not emotionally invested to make sure that it's taken proper care of. Let's just tell the truth. The same way I feel about her, the Boston CEO, honey. Like, you don't care about Orlando. You don't care that your people are infighting and that you got leaks in the building. It seems as if you don't care. That is a reflection on you and your brand, but you don't care because Atlanta is your baby. You don't care about the other platforms that you adopted. Tell the truth. We should call CPS, girl. Child neglect. You neglecting the children's. Okay. Gemini Films briefly touched this in passing. I still have some intel about status pending ATL. Ooh. Them lives were epic, girl. Especially my delirious rants early in the morning, fresh off of work, child. Me and Kat were talking about that the other night. Girl, I died laughing. He was like, girl, you be up there for 3 hours, fresh off of work. We could tell you was delirious, but we loved it anyway. Girl, in my robe, hello, God, Miss Chi Chi cheering me on in the background. Those were epic moments, very legendary. My husband's of 42 years, and I do give thanks every day, and I still jump on top sometimes. Hello, God. Hello, God. Yeah, honey. Go in there right now and surprise him. Yeah. He watching the game. Actually, don't do that. I saw a TikTok video of this girl laying on her husband's lap while he was playing a video game or he was watching the game. He ended up like, you know how dudes do when their team is losing or they're losing the game. The dude just jumped, he slapped his lap, and he forgot his wife was there and ended up hitting that bitch in the face. So maybe, yeah, wait until the game is done. Yeah. Surprise him tonight, honey. Get back to us with the update or a live update if you. Girl, hello. It doesn't seem like they are taken seriously unless they are like an Ariel or London, or yeah, who was serious about their journey and took more creative control. And that sucks because you expect your producers to kind of, you know how you can see something in someone, a potential, and they might not see it for themselves or they may not know how to tap into that potential. But to me, being a producer is seeing that in someone and expounding that, pulling it out of them. The same thing with A&R. Well, when we used to have A&R back in the day for the music industry, like people were able to see these things in you. Scouts, you would see these people like, oh, I see a light in you. I see something that's there. I have a way to tap into that. They're not doing that. And that's why some of these girls have no choice but to take control of their own narrative, because obviously no one else is going to do it. People to have chemistry between each other. I went from Catholic altar boy who was saving himself for marriage to an enthusiast and a lover of all things. Treasure Island Media. Period. I can't wait for the expansion of the YP Speaks brand. Thank you. Have a backup channel just in case. I might do that just in case, because, you know, girl, now that I've been aware of secret haters, girl, I have no choice. I feel like, girl, ain't nothing worse than someone trying to tell you you got an op, but you never realized you had an op. Because first of all, I don't think of myself as that important. Okay, contrary to popular belief or how I may come off, that's just mostly bravery and persona, because that will let a bitch know not to mess with me. But there's nothing worse than hearing that people are having back in conversations on their free time about you. Wow, I'm just a show reviewer. Hello, God, I'm reviewing the show. The fact that I'm hearing tea that people are pillow talking about me and saying I have ops, girl, please. That just goes to show how pathetic you bitches are. I don't think about y'all like that. Okay, period. You are growing and evolving, and it makes sense. Period. Yes, they were. Okay, that's how I discovered this sector during the quarantine era. Okay, I was watching y'all in Ty. Child, rest in peace to Ty Couture. He was one of the inspirations, one of the pioneers of this space. Hello, God. Shout out to him. And it'll be forever fuck Mike, Mr. Love and Light. Nah, girl. It's forever screw him. We don't like him. Girl, please. He started popping up on my dirty Twitter, girl. I was like, girl, that love and light shit was for the birds. You are all the reason some of these folks have a career, period. And I want to make this very clear. And again, I'll make it clear tonight on the Kiki panel. I'm here for the cast. I know that's why you ever notice people that love you are the ones that'll probably give you the harshest criticism. People, because I see potential in almost everyone that I come across. So again, when I harp down on Ayo about, y'all need to update your promotions in the show. Those are old, they're late, they're tired, they're through. They're not proactive, they're not interactive, they're not welcoming, they're not giving us what you're trying. I don't want to buy what you think you're trying to sell because I don't see it. All of them, not just him, all of them need to redo it. So when I make critiques like that, that's sensible and it's logical. And that's letting you know that I care enough to critique that part. Like, hey, maybe you need to update this, baby. That way you have better engagement and, the customers will be coming. Period. Maybe y'all would have had more of a chase in your careers that we were introduced to in season 1 if the business was done the right way. That's why Ayo's not doing shit. That's why Max isn't doing shit. Y'all careers are on standstill right now. A lot of y'all girls ain't really doing much, especially the ones we were introduced in season 1 to. So we got to be honest, girl. I say that stuff because I care about your elevation. You're doing this for free, right? The girls love to tell y'all it's a free platform, correct? well, you should be getting something out of it, especially for the girls like Rashida who's putting their personal life out there. But YB, everyone knows you go hard because you care. I hope they do. But when you have sensitive, loose skin built bitches who, girl, and then y'all act like y'all don't apply what people talk about. Obviously, y'all do. The whole anchor situation was a conversation that was going on in this space for like what, a year or two now, when the Jet Jeff thing was brought up. Now we see you leaning into the anchor vibe. So obviously you're paying attention to what people are talking about. So don't act like you're greater than thou. You are open to criticism. Period. The same way Andy Cohen and Carlos King and all these other producers, girl, they're open to criticism. Period. It'd be one thing if I was being nasty and reading for filth. And if I hated something so much or didn't like something, do you think I would review it? Do you think I'd watch it? Do you think I'd give my time to it? It's just you. You keep running your raggedy ass tongue. Keep it moving. Live in the world of obscurity like you were before. Y'all so sensitive. And you sensitive about all the shit that's logical and sensible in a critique. I could understand if I was being negative Nancy and just reading the girls down for no reason. If I was other reviewers that do that, I don't do that. I provide balance, girl. And of course, we got to be funny because no one likes a boring bitch. Period. Okay, girl, please. Child. But sometimes a friend will put you up on game. Period. But why? Hold on. But why be everyone knows? Okay. My thing is this: I get criticized for my work, even if I disagree. I'm humbled that someone cared enough to check out my content when they didn't have to. Wait, I'm lost, y'all. Whose neck is YB stomping on? Nobody. We're just having a general conversation. We're just talking, about things that have been going on, things that I've been involved in, and just making things clear. And things will be made more clear tonight over to the Kiki panel. So make sure y'all are tuning in, honey. Okay. But yeah, honey, these girls will be all right. They just gotta learn to take it what it is. Again, it'd be different if I was ripping new ones. It'd be different if I was being real nasty. But I'm not doing that. I can't cite a moment in Orlando that I've been nasty. Even with Dallas, I think I came correct. Certain things I had to, back up on because I realized that I was doing too much, and those girls don't need that. Like you do adjust accordingly. After that first review of Dallas, I was like, oh wow. I didn't need no one to tell me. I heard it myself in the playback. And then to hear what other girls were feeling about it, like, okay, wow, I can dial it back. I was being a little, much. Yes, tune in tonight. It's going down. What's up, Chloe? How you doing? The panel's at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Okay, I thought I missed a new development. No, girl, we just going on. I don't go live much these days, so I just wanted to take this time to, chat with y'all and cut a rug, girl. Not knocking down Chasing Reality, but it's been like 10 years that they've been around. They should have already had somebody pick them up on TV station. Or I have a thought about that. I really think that they had the opportunity a while back, but I think Boston CEO probably thought that he could get more than what was offered if he waited around a while. And instead of someone, you know, giving more, they said, you know what, we can make our own. Because you don't own the concepts that you put up on our screen. Does that make sense? Like, if that was the case, I'm quite sure the first gay web series should have sued the hell out of Andy Cohen and Bravo, if that was the case. Because believe it or not, reality TV became popular when it was more mainstreamed. But there are original web series that were web reality shows that debuted before Real Housewives. Then you have the birth of Basketball Wives and all of these other shows like Love and Hip Hop and baddies now. You have a lot of those concepts. And if we want to take even some of those back, the real world was the blueprint. So you don't have the right to claim any type of concept. You know what I'm saying? People said, you know what? Your ask is too high. We can create our own. And I think that's probably what happened, because when I reference the Harviana interview with Andario and Jamar, he said something along the lines of, I plan on just keeping it on YouTube, and it is what it is. And that he hinted, I believe, I don't remember everything, but I think he hinted towards the fact there was an offer a while ago. And I think that's what happened. They don't plan on paying the cast. There's no plan to elevate the things that we've been kind of talking about. So not just because I want to make this clear too. I've been made the announcement even prior to Dallas that I was going to be leaving the space once the Chasing Reality rollout was done. So how I feel about leaving has nothing to do with what happened recently between me and this whore. I've always been talking like this. Please let us not act like this is new. I've been talking like this. So, they got to find a way. And like I say, I question the sustainability of the web reality space, because we see that it's dwindling and there's not much engagement. And a lot of people are like moving away from it. And especially if you want to tap into a newer, market, newer demographic of people and consumers, you're going to have no choice but to pivot and maybe switch things up. But again, that's just me. These people can do what the hell they want to do. These are just thoughts, perspectives, opinions, and critiques. That's it. Even when I leave comments on some shows, I will call them out, but also give them their flowers. Yeah, especially if they deserve it. Like, I don't have to like the director, producer, but I like the concept. I like the show. I like the movie. There are a lot of directors in mainstream filmmaking I don't see it for. But guess what? They make a damn good product. James Cameron is a weirdo in real life, but his products speak for itself. Hello, God. Spielberg is a weird bitch. But guess what? The product speaks for itself. So if Dario is doing his thing with the show, yeah, it's probably fuck him as a person. But if the product is good, I'm going to go ahead. And also, too, my audience. As a lot of times, I want people to understand this. Yes, we're able to do what we want to do, but we have an audience for a reason. And we do have to pivot. I'm not going to say we have to cater to our audience, but if there is overwhelming comments and suggestions on certain things, it's only right as a creator of a platform to listen to that. It's up to us if we want to actually apply said critique or criticism, question, concern, hello, God, what have you. But we would be remiss. We exist because of you all. Amen. So you have to at least be open to listening, genuinely listening to your audience. And I don't care what nobody says. These producers, I know they're self-aggrandizing and all that other shit, especially with the influx of people who act like they're the second coming of Jesus fucking Christ, for crying out loud. But I'll be very real here. Like, they do pay attention to what we have to say. A lot of that shit is just outerwear dressing for protection. They want to, especially the gay ones, because there's this, oh, I have to be obtuse and I have to be, the grand diva. Girl, please. That's a persona. That ain't real. You just doing that because you don't want to act like you don't want to admit fault or wrongdoing. You don't want to be that level of transparent. You want to seem unbothered when obviously you're bothered. Hitting a link constantly, always being up in someone's face, always stirring the pot, always, that energy bleeds that. Come to me and read me. Your spirit yearns to be read for filth, girl, by the Grand Supreme herself. That's what you will get. And it does suck because, like, again, no matter my feelings, I do feel like Chasing Reality, because of their consistency, their constant growth and quality, and just like, we got to give them their things, girl. Like Atlanta, Especially, even we see that growth with Dallas. We got to tell the truth. Yeah, certain storylines or whatever may have like crashed certain seasons or whatever, but you have to give props where props are due, her girl. Like, even G Status was a shit show, but they weren't gonna give you lackluster quality. Hello, God. Like, I'm always gonna celebrate the obvious elevation in that regard. I completely understand it's his sensitivity, especially if I put myself in his shoes in regards to my job. I'd be annoyed to have someone who has never taught tell me how to teach. No, I get it. And it's not even about that part. I'm never going to tell someone how to do their job. I'm just saying, hey, this is a concern. This is an opinion and a perspective. This is a critique. You can't sell me a dead fish and say you caught it fresh. I'll be able to tell the difference. Hello, God. Like, I feel like the excuse for what we consider chasing now, the bar has been lowered to justify laziness. It sounds like a read, but it's a real critique. It's a real criticism. It's a concern because there was conversations years ago about what the definition of chasing was. It was much more higher and mighty than what we're. If you're relating these very minuscule moments as chasing and you accept that for what it is, in that moment, that says everything I need to know about how you feel about the product. And the fact that you're trying to argue with someone about basically you admitting to accepting lackluster shit, well, there's no need to argue because I made my point. Hello, God. But I wish he get the difference between someone being nasty, disrespectful, like talking about his body, and someone making a remark on the show or professionals. Well, honey, when it's a reading session, I'm just gonna be honest with you, all bets are off. When y'all heard me try to be very clear, but because the bullets were touching and agreeing with loose skin, hello God, sensitive loose skin, the girls want to yell like banshees because they don't want people to see the forest through the trees with sensible logic. And again, a lot of commenters, again, not y'all, but y'all, are delusional, and you're there for spectacle instead of clarity and understanding. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not here to play with y'all. Can I just tell the truth? I'm not. When I give the review and I'm critiquing and I'm having a conversation with someone in that on that, I'm not here to play. I'm here to be real. I'm here to be honest. I'm here to be fair. I'm here to understand as well. But if not given that opportunity, and if you want to overtalk and you want to be disrespectful, I have to read you for filth. And filth could be made up tea. I agree, he has great skin, but I'm going to call him a crunchy face bitch. Hello, God. I'm reading you. Yeah, I know he has great skin. Now, I do believe the body tone situation, hello, God, that's a little, it's not giving natural, even though what he says, I was working out and drinking water and I only eat once a day. Any good fitness person will tell you it's not healthy to eat once a day. Your body just ends up holding on to old fat and calories for survival. Like, you gotta, in order to burn faster, you have to fuel the machine, girl, for your metabolism to pick up. So I don't know who taught her, but whatever, girl. But yeah, most of that stuff, yeah, girl, moose carcass, all that other shit. Like, girl, it's the tongue of death for a reason, girl. Like, that's just what it is. But that only comes out when it's needed, required, and desired. Carlos King is a supporter. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to make something happen. And that was one of the things that I was trying to argue too. Like, you have all of these people, Funky Dineva, you have T.S. Madison. I believe, didn't Madison do one of the reunions of Atlanta? I believe you had Justin J. He did one. You really, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's potential. Funky Dineva has an association with Oliver during that time period. I know he did that chasing the beat stuff, but that really wasn't about not reviewing your show or having conversations about the Black queer web reality space. Like, if you can't get those people, how do you expect real mainstream to take y'all seriously? And the question is, why aren't these Black queer people, Hello God, trying to extend a hand for collaboration? I feel like they should be if they say they're for the community, but y'all will go up for these people. I love Funky. I actually like T.S. Madison. But if these people aren't being reciprocating towards the community to help put them in the spot that they're in, why would you even care? Why would you want it either? I don't know. I'm always on the fence with certain shit. And Bosnia collects a check, so there's no incentive for him to elevate. I mean, the check could be even more. That should be the motivation you need to elevate. And we got to talk about subscribership. You got under 100,000. You're barely getting half of that in support, which lets me know, and not just with Orlando, with Dallas and with LA and with all the other shows in between. That means either more than half of your subscribership they're not active. That happens to a lot of creators, even me. I have almost 3,000 subscribers, right? Well, I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there. You would think that, I should have 3,000 views on my videos. No, that's not the case. I do know, especially as you grow and it's older. I've been in the game for years now. Those people that started out subscribing, they're probably no longer on YouTube no more. Or if they are, they just don't watch my channel no more. And that's perfectly fine. So when I talk about the numbers, don't get upset. Chasing Orlando, it's a fact. They lost 10 to 15,000 viewers for each episode. Episode 1 is their highest rated, as it should be. And then it dwindled 10 to 15,000 views per one. That's a big drop. You're not even getting a small percent of the entirety of Chasing Reality subscriptions. That says a lot. And as a business person, I'm going to tell you the truth, Jace. Transparent moment. Hello, God. Transparent. Jace, you still here? You still here, Jace? If you're still here, I want you to, this is a real moment. When I first did Tika Naturals, there was an issue, not a bad issue, but there was an issue. And MVN. MVN is a loyal customer as well as a viewer of the channel. There was, and I used to use an organic powder. And they come in different things. Like I'm natural skincare. So I believe it was like the orange, it was like orange powder or something like that, all natural. I was using it in my lip balms. Certain lip balms, because when it comes to beeswax and you're using other oils that harden when the temperature gets cooler, if those don't melt down equally, it will hold the other products in place instead of distribute them evenly throughout the entirety of the product. Jace hit me up. He was like, Chow, this lip balm is no tea. In the moment, I took offense. Hello, God. But then I thought about it. We had another conversation. I tried out a couple of them. Not all of them were like that, but some of them were like that. That made me change how I do my products. Now I no longer use those powders. Hello, God. I use organic flavoring oils now for that. I know that there was an issue with the soap that I had made. I didn't let it sit long enough. Again, we're learning here, right? A soap, sent that to homegirl MVN child. She said, child, the soap is a mess. I looked at the other product. Lo and behold, it was the same issue that she was having. Let me make another batch. Sent it to her for free. Girl, here you go. I think I sent her a couple of other things for free. I apologize. You go back to the drawing. That's how it's done. Yeah, Jace, I know. That's my personal baby. So, just like Andario, I got on my feelings in a minute. But unlike Andario, I took a step back. I did the needed research to discover that this is an issue. And thank God my friend, a consumer of my product, Hello Gone, critiqued me. We had another conversation after that was more serious. And I was like, all right, this is a problem. I have to fix this. Period. That's how it's done. Because these people care about my business. These people they're supporting me and my product. You're never above it. You might be the creator of some shit and you might do it very well, but that doesn't mean that you're above making mistakes or above getting critiques. Because at the end of the day, that's going to help your business better, especially if it's true. If it's true, you got to do what you got to do. Hello, Gone. Shout out to Denny. Hello, Gone, another supporter of Tika Naturals. And that helped me a lot get my products more stabilized and really do more research. Child, like, come on now. You got to be real, honey. You got to tell the truth, girl. That's how it is. Period. The lip balm and hair oil RT, you ship the product well and on time. Thanks for the hair. You're welcome, Teresa. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Child, that oil is definitely coming back. Trust and believe it. Trust and believe it. The oil will be back. That was my best-selling product, actually. And the scrubs. Everybody loves the scrubs, girl. Yeah, we'll be back out next year, y'all. Hello, God. Elevate everything, commercials, girl, promo videos. I'm going to be revamping the Instagram page. I'm getting it a website. There's all kinds of things in the works for that. Product inventory is going to, that's was always my issue, is inventory. I didn't expect to sell out the way that I did. So I need to make sure that I have product on hand. And again, having the website will help streamline and organize purchase orders and all the things. And it'll help me organize the money. Because, girl, do not mix business money with personal money, and don't be using your business money to help dig yourself out of financial ruin. Just telling you the truth, girl. Things you learn in business. I love aloe vera based products, especially for the hydration. I actually put aloe in one of the soaps that I'm designing, and I think I put it in my sugar scrubs too. I think I do. I also apply them into my skincare. I have a skin oil as well. Yeah, child. Be on the lookout, girl. We're going to be doing some major things come 2026. Okay? Not playing. So you got to walk in your gift. And I have that thing about me, full transparency moment yet again. Like, I'll be doing good in some shit, like over on YouTube, but I lack certain levels of consistency because I don't feel like it today, or I don't know. I got to get out of that. And the same thing goes like Tika Naturals. 3 times I introduced her, almost like soft launches. Each time I sold out. Like, I have potential. I need to tap into it. The same way I'm telling these producers to tap into the potential of their cast, I need to tap into my potential. Hello, God. Oh, because I got plans, baby. Let me tell you something. Once Tika Naturals is established, because I was talking to my nephew about this the other day, because he's a great cook and he knows how to do his little thing here and there. Obviously, with the right tutelage, honey, he can be a better cook. But he's young, so I don't expect him to be me or fucking Chef Ramsay. But I do have a plan. My city sucks with food. There's no care for food. So what I want to do is I want to build Tika Naturals, get her successful and stabilized, and I'm going to be getting my credit together and getting all that shit together, especially business worthiness type of credit too. I'm going to open up some type of food truck situation, basic stuff, but tasteful and affordable. Sandwiches, wings, hot dogs, type of shit. It's desperately needed out here where I'm in because, girl, the food scene is horrible, and everybody likes my food, so I might as well, if you build it, they will come. These taco trucks all around here get the money because, girl, it's the tea. Real good, flavorful food for a decent price, and y'all open after hours because I don't know what it is with when Carisha 19 was reaping her ugly head through the human experience. Every business decided, girl, we no longer want to be 24 hours. We're going to start closing at 10. We're going to start, like everyone adjusted their hours. McDonald's and Burger King just started getting back to being open 24 hours. You can't find a 24-hour Walgreens anymore or CVS anymore. Walmart used to be 24 hours. Girl, they close at 11, 10 or 11 now. They didn't open their doors again. So I want to create the need. And if you build it, they will come. And if it's good, they will definitely come. Period. So that's my goal and also my retirement plan. And turn it into a little family bit. Have my nephew, run that bitch after I train him well, and probably get, some other people, close friends or whatever. Run it myself to get it where it needs to go. And then eventually, like, girl, train someone up the right way. That way I can just sit at home and make money. And I can really focus on Tika Naturals, because Tika Naturals is my baby. Hello, God. Also, tap into the pet care market. These palm colored folks spare nothing for their legged soulmates. Child, I love animals, but like as y'all see with these cats, girl, please. I love animals, but girl, I feel like you have to fall into what you love. I love skincare. I love creating. I like cooking. I like feeding people. Hello, God. Like, so that's why I'm investing and tapping into the things that drive me. Pets don't do nothing for me but annoy the fuck out of me, to be honest. I smoke too much to have a fish. Hello, God. I'd been and forgot about a lazy ass turtle. He been and died of starvation. Uh, I do like animals. Don't get me wrong. On a real serious tip, animals flock to me for some reason. Try I cuss these cats out all the time, but two of them right now are rubbing up against my leg like we've been best friends for years. So I love animals, but it's a lot. I ain't got time for all that. I got a friend who's a pet groomer, and they make really good money, but girl, I put on 3 pairs of gloves when I give these cats a bath. Mm-mm. Thank you, D. Yeah, I'm missing out on revenue, child. I sure am. But don't worry, we coming back. And the thing is with skincare, the reason why consistency is needed, required, and desired is because if you guys are like me, which I know you are, you don't like to keep changing up your skincare routine. That can have a negative impact on your skin. Hello, God. People look at skin as just topical. No, your skin absorbs everything you put on it, everything it's exposed to. So now your body, not just outwardly, but inwardly, has gotten used to this product. Now all of a sudden the product is unavailable. That does make me look crazy. I'm losing now because those people probably have found something else that they're going to be akin to. But trust and believe, because they bared witness to Hello God, the prolific results of Tika Naturals. Once I come back, they'll be back, and then I'll get more people. You have no idea. My nephew has tapped into his younger generation. Do you know how many DMs I have from his friends? They see his skin, they want that skin. How'd you get your skin like that? And young people these days, especially, they're so superficial, and they care more about the way that they look. They care more about their hygiene. Where was this when I was growing up? Child, okay? Like these boys now and these girls now, they care more about their hygiene. You don't have to force your kid to take a bath these days anymore like that. Back then you had to for some reason. They so many DMs, hey, when your uncle comes out with this product, let me know what's up. Like I see these. He tells me this stuff. He's also mad at me because we're missing out on money. I need a snake. Girl, I sleep too hard to have a snake in my house because I've been woke up in heaven, girl, or wherever I'm going. The jury is out on where that will be, girl. My afterlife experience. Girl, that thing might strangle me in my rest. I've seen too many videos. No, ma'am, I'm good. No, ma'am. And I don't like touching animals. People don't be thinking like these white folks and certain people too in our community love kissing their dogs in the mouth and their cats. Like my nephew got mad at me because I don't like to pet the cats. I literally was in the kitchen one day, right? And I'm looking through the other room, and I see the cat in the litter box, took a fat ass dump, stepped all over it. And now you're walking through my house like that. Girl, get the fuck out of my house. Hello, God. No, we're not doing that. One reason I don't like dogs is because they'll eat their own turds. Girl, disgusting. And y'all want to kiss them in the mouth and then wonder why you're laying in, fucking Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital, girl, hello God, Meredith Gray and Dr. Bailey letting you know that you have lesions in your brain because you kissed the dog. I'm good, girl. I don't have time. I don't have time. I have no time. Oh, that's what you meant. You know what? I probably could link up with Dominique on that. He knows a lot about that kind of stuff because he has pet products too. So there we go, an opportunity for collaboration, and he can mentor me and educate me in what that is because pets have different types of fur and skin. They can't do what we do. I don't know nothing about that, so maybe I can get with Dominique at some point, have that conversation, and see. And who knows, maybe we can do a collaboration. I think part of it is that personal hygiene is fun and inclusive these days. Men don't feel like they have to use Irish soap. Girl, tell me about it, Nick. Because when I was young, that was forced. And I was like, no, when I was a teenager, I actually switched to female products because when you think about the limited male products that was only, girl, Irish Spring or the foolishness of it all. My skin is sensitive. I can't take all of those heavy scents and, you know, what do they call that stuff? Like there's a lot of parabens and all kinds of foolishness in that trash. VO5, people love to give me VO5. That dried my hair out so bad, girl. Got me around here looking like Krusty the Clown. Girl, please. No. So you learn and you grow with that. And I eventually started using other products as I got older and saw my skin and my hair and everything was much better. And yeah, you're right, men. It's a more of an open space now. There's not. That's why the arguments have pivoted. People ain't coming down on men no more because they want to take showers and they want to wash their ass or they shave. I heard one girl tell me, "Oh, I don't want to see my man without no pubic hair." What? Like men, you understand hair collects bacteria. You sweat, especially in the loin areas, in the ass crack areas. In my opinion, you should be shaved. Period. In my humble opinion. Hair collects bacteria too much, girl. Nobody has time for that. So I do see that amongst this generation coming up now. There's more, you know, cleanliness. There's more care. They're going to the barbershop. The girls are getting their hair braided. The girls are washing their face. More young girls, you'll see at Sephora or Ulta, you'll see more younger people shopping in these places than you do people our age. And I love it for them. We didn't have that freedom growing up. You were too gay if you fucking had cologne on. If you look decent and had your pants up, like if you took care, oh, you got your skin, oh, you look like a girl. Like I used to get all of that stuff growing up. Oh, your hair is too fine. You must be gay. Girl, what? Because I shower and exfoliate? Yeah, I'm gay, but what if I wasn't? You're gonna judge me for being a clean nigga? Come on now. Shoot. Child, I need a manicured bush on my man's. Okay, it needs to. I don't mind. It doesn't need to be bald, but have it when you drop trowel. I need to know that there's an intention. I don't need to be searching through the Amazon rainforest. Hello, God, and plus, I don't like that in my mouth. Like hair sheds all the time, and there have been in my past where I've been on my knees giving please, hello, God, and there's a fucking pube in my mouth. I don't want that. Like if it's outwardly growing, and a lot of men don't realize this either, it would actually help your self-esteem if you shaved, at least trimmed it down, because you'll realize that it's bigger than what it really is, and it will appear bigger than what it really is. Hello, God. Don't be out here bushing it out, honey. We ain't got time for that. The Bush administration had its time. It's gone now. We found no weapons of mass destruction. Hello, God. The reason we didn't find it is because it was too much hair. Shave the hair off, you'll find the weapon of mass destruction. Okay? Yes, girl. Period. Dove Original is really good. Also, my ex literally told me wet wipes were gay. Okay, we're done, girl. And an entire box or two. He was a chop with a quickness. I know that's right. Wipes, I use wipes faithfully. Hello, God. Especially me, I need to wipe until it is clearly, hello, it is clear. Hello, God. Now the rain is gone, bitch. You need to be taking care of yourself, period. And I stopped using Dove because too many chemicals. That's when I started doing the whole organic route for soaps. A lot of hair stores sell the African, natural soaps. And then, of course, that's when I was introduced to Nadia. I don't know if she's still around. I don't see her active anymore. Sincerely Yours by Nadia, black owned, Hello God, a really great woman. I was buying from her for a while. I was introduced to her by way of Ebby and Really B. And it was in that moment I said, you know what? I could probably do this myself. So I did the research. I did like a whole year of research and development until I finally came out with the products. So shout out to Nadia. Thank you, girl. And where are you at? I haven't seen you in forever. Wet wipes are a lifesaver when the hotel room doesn't have a bidet or toilet sprayer. Ooh, child, you're used to the debate. The debate. I know that's right, honey. I've yet to experience one of those. The closest thing like that to hit my ass cheeks is a fleet. Yes, and yeah, Dove smells amazing and was my fave. But when I realized all that stuff they added, I was over. Yeah, it's too much stuff. It's too much stuff. If I go with the soap that I'm not making, I go for the Dial, the antibacterial soap. I go for that. Or like I said, you can visit your local, black hair stores, girl, and 9 times out of 10, they have that section of the natural soaps. You go in there, um, and do your big one because you're also supporting, a local business as well as supporting your skin. And my tagline has always been, "Your skin will thank you." Period. Have you contacted a chemist or an organic chemist? Some chemicals are derived from plants. Oh yeah. When I did my year of research and development, I'm still always doing research. Like I choose my ingredients for my products very carefully. I think about what I want them to do. I also look at um trends in skin, kind of like what people like more of, what they don't like more of. I look, does this product have like do people suffer more from an allergy from this or not? I try to be very simple, and I'm very particular about how I formulate my products because I have to think about the consumer and again the possibility, allergic reactions, things of that nature. So I have not consulted with the chemist, but I do a lot of research because again, if you're in this, you're I'm not playing with nobody's skin. Anytime I develop a product, especially if it's new and I haven't used it before, I use it for 30 days. I have a couple people in my close circle use it for 30 days. I need to make sure, and most of the people that I have around me have real sensitive skin too. So if there's no reactions or anything like that, which I've never had before, hello God, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Um, uh, I move forward based on that too. So I do the research. I'm very particular about the ingredients that I use. Everything that I use is organic and natural in some aspect. There may be one or two things here and there that are not like that, but you can't get that. I don't care how organic they say a product is, there's other additives in there. But trust and believe whatever the additive is, it's natural, organic, and it's not going to do anything to you. I'm very weird about that because I think about lawsuits. I think about someone getting on here and yelling at the top of their lungs that I turn them into a fucking zombie. No God, girl. Um, we deliver Tika Naturals, not the T virus. Okay, bitch, this is not Resident Evil, girl. I do not need Miss Mila Djokovic, girl, trying to hunt me down because I done started a zombie war. No God. Okay, period. I just use CeraVe's facial cleansers to cleanse my body. Super gentle and hydrating. I love the fragrance of Bath and Body Works washes, but it feels like my skin is getting because Bath and Body Works, I, girl, the tea is with them. It's fragranced. All of that heavy fragrance and perfumes and things that they use to dilute that shit to make it smell good. Y'all be going for what smells good. Just because it smells good doesn't automatically mean it's for your body. If you look on the ingredient list and there's a bunch of shit that you can't pronounce or words you've never seen before that look like some scientific formulas, 9 times out of 10, it's not good for you. Yeah. And for women, especially, using heavy fragrance, heavy chemical body washes and things for your skin can mess up your pH balance. That coochie is irritated because you're using Bath and Body Works products, girl. Let's just tell the truth. Those harmful perfumes and chemicals, again, the better it smells, the worse it probably is for your skin. Not all the time, but because my products smell amazing. But when you smell them and feel them, and maybe switch, if you need a cleanser, you need a sugar scrub, baby. You get exfoliation, healing, and you get a smoother skin. And my products also help with hyperpigmentation. So you're getting all you need, require, and desire in one product. You're getting your moisture, Hello God. You're getting your cleansing, your exfoliating, your healing, and yeah, period. Skin repair, baby. Even the ones marketed as flushable. Yeah, I don't ever flush wet wipes, child. Just throw them in the trash. Yes, please. Do just for it, not brief consulting, because they can tell you about natural or very close to natural stabilizers and how ingredients can counteract each other and decrease its benefits. I was big on that in the beginning. Was that Shay? Yeah. I was big on that in the beginning because, like, I do know there was a soap I made during my research and development, and I think it was charcoal. I used black charcoal and something else, and it just would not sit right. And it wouldn't do something right. I forget exactly what it was. And I further research was like, oh, the things that I use to mix this, they don't interact well with each other. There's a counter effect. So I was like, oh, okay. So I had to learn that too, and I'm still learning that. So great point. Maybe I will consult somebody. You're absolutely right. Maybe I will. Fragrances are alcohol mostly and will dehydrate your skin. Amen. And also throw off your. Amen. I just said that too. What about hydrogen monoxide? Girl, anything that has monoxide in it, girl, you about to go to the afterlife. Melodies from heaven rain down on me. Rain down on me. Cleanse me with your precious Holy Ghost. Rain down on me at your funeral, girl. Girl, anything that dihydrogen monoxide, girl, that sounds like death. That sounds like death. When I think of monoxide, I think carbon monoxide. Girl, the girls we out here asphyxiated, girl, down to the winter wonderland, girl, down to the house, because they left the generator going on in the garage, girl. No, ma'am. Well, Jace, be ready for my products when they come out. You can tell Sarah V or whatever her name is, girl. It was a good run, but my good Judy on duty is back. Hello, God. Christina, hey, I just use Castile soap. It helps with the Castile soap is really good. I'm telling y'all, go down to your local beauty supply store. They have every variation of natural. They have Castile soaps. They have all kinds of soaps. Any skin issue you may be having, again, until Tika Naturals comes out, hello God, that is your alternative. If you're looking for a natural, soap, and I like bar soap. I don't do body washes, to be honest. I prefer bar soaps. To get the consistency of even lotion or a body wash, chemicals have to be applied. It doesn't matter. And anything that's dealing with the water is going to have alcohol in it, because alcohol, and there's another product a lot of companies use, but it's more of a natural thing. It's to make sure that mold and things like that and bacteria doesn't grow within the product. is a chemical name for water. Oh, girl, well, shit. Oh, you trying to be messy. Oh, you trying to test the doll's knowledge, girl. Okay, but you knew what it was, though. You knew what it was, girl. Look at you trying to put me on the spot in front of the girls. Oh, this bitch think he know it all. Let me test his knowledge real quick. Well, girl, whatever. Girl, H2O, bitch. If you would have said H2O, hello, God. Isn't that the elemental branding for that? H2 Agua, girl, hello, God. Girl, please. Don't try to put me on the spot, Nick. I think he means hydrogen peroxide. Girl, I hope ain't nobody using that either. I learned something about hydrogen peroxide. You know, if you use it too much, it actually wears the layers of your skin out. So, although it may be good for wound care, and I thought about it too, girl, you know, I also use it when I clean. A lot of people use hydrogen peroxide when they clean. Is that the same hydrogen peroxide? That's what that is, right? Let me go check my stuff real quick. Because if I mess that up too, y'all gonna question my ability. Yeah, yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. I'm super careful about the kitty. I know that's right. You should be. Not all chemical sounding things are bad, but I get what you mean. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are scientific names for simple layman things. I don't know why white people do that, but like, girl, period. Be more simpler. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that. You're absolutely correct. Hey, why? Oh, hold on. Listen to chat. Hey, YB. Hey, Tessa. How you doing, boo? What about hydrogen peroxide for teeth? I do use it because it helps with whitening and stain remover. Y'all know I'm a cigarette smoker, so I actually mix that with my toothpaste. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do it every day, but I do it like every other day. And I ain't gonna lie, when I'm sucking dick, when I'm done, I always swish around peroxide in my mouth just because. Okay, I thought it was H2O2. Okay. Now, Native Body Washes are my girl. She's a little coinsy, but she's that girl. Yeah, especially nowadays, girl. You can't steal from Walmart no more like you used to. So, not you. I'm talking about me, really. Girl, so yeah, girl. They got the guards at the gate, honey. Girl, they spend more money on technology to prevent theft than they do their employee force, girl. Shoot. But honey, Native is cute. My nephew loves Native, but again, it's Coinsy, so he gets that for birthdays and Christmas. Hello. Maybe in the Easter basket. Hello, God. Hydrogen peroxide for white. Oh, man, speaking of clothes, all of these fragrances and detergents, I had to go with Kirkland's Free and Clear and white vinegar as fabric softener. Yeah, it's getting a lot. Tide, Gain, a lot of the girls, it's drenched in that stuff, and a lot of times it's not even really cleaning your clothes at all. To be honest with you, you'll be surprised the stuff that you can make in your own kitchen. You can create your own detergent. You can create your own softeners. You can create basically anything these people got going on. You can create. What's up, Josh? How you doing? And of course, everything in moderation. But if you really look at the times, and this is what people be thinking I'm losing my mind when I have these conversations, but back in the day, there were no cancers like that. There were no all these skin conditions and all of these mental illnesses, all of physical. Girl, we gotta be honest here. Like autism and like a bunch of other disabilities were never truly heard of like that, at least on this grand scale. This stuff takes time. They changed everything. These companies wanted to do cheaper. They wanted to design their products cheaper to reap a bigger benefit. Because we know as time goes on, a lot of these ingredients, a lot of these things to formulate These products are going to get more expensive. Companies are too busy thinking about the bottom line. Look at Johnson and Johnson. Remember that whole baby powder shit a couple years ago? Or was that the talcum powder or whatever? And then 20 years later, hey, if you or a loved one has died or experienced blah, 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 you may be entitled to a lawsuit and blah, 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 blah. Right? It's because it takes time for that stuff. These detergents, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple years down the road, people link it to skin cancer or some type of cancer. The same thing when they changed a lot of the food around. You got RFK and his fucking supernatural voice box. Oh my God, we gotta remove the dyes from the food and the candy because it's linked to long-term cancer. You think? So, but y'all didn't want to get Marianne Williamson to be president. That's what she was fighting for, to make sure our food was cleaner, our products were cleaner. That way we can at least breed a generation that isn't suffering from all of these different ailments that I talked about. I'm just saying though. I wish people would kind of wake up to that too. What you consume doesn't just expel through skin, body. Sometimes it Skittles, do Google this. Skittles have the power to restructure your DNA. Imagine what else we've consumed in this life that has that same power. And then we sit around and wonder why autism is so high, why we got bitches being born with 3 heads, a tail, hello gone. You know, why life expectancy for most people isn't that great anymore. Why people have all of these sicknesses and illnesses and diseases and shit. All of that stuff they put in the water, they put in the food, they put in the products you use every day. And you won't hear about it until a generation later when it's laid the foundation within your genetic coding to become a real problem. Look at Aaron Brockovich. Look what that story was about. Fighting for the little people girl who were being affected by some chemicals some company wanted to use because it was cheaper. They don't care about us, they care about profits, baby. Period. Baking soda is the best for whitening teeth and clothes. That is true. That is very true. The Mexicans use this pink bar soap that is made with animal fat and is really effective. Few ingredients, super affordable, like $1 to $2, and lasts a long time. Animal fat also in our society, it's vegetable oils. There's a lot of different types of oils that go into it, but people don't realize that either. Most oils, not most, well, some oils are derived from animal fat. So that makes sense. And you got to look at the indigenous peoples like Mexicans, Mayans, Indians, the Aztecs, the ancient folk, Indians, Africans, like there's proof in their pudding, girl. It's just the West, we're horrible. Well, people would rather go against their own interest as long as they can stick it to the liberals. I'm an independent. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a whatever. I feel like people need to stop thinking about, not you, I'm just talking in general to your thought. Like, I don't care about parties. I don't care about the Republicans, the Democrats. I don't care about anybody. I care about what's right and what's just and what should have always. It's too late now because in 10 years, the next few offsprings are going to be born with fucking unicorn heads for crying out loud and devil tails. It's just the truth. Like, they've fucked up our shit so much in terms of, human existence. They've played around with all of these ingredients in this food and stuff. It's only a matter of time before, you know, we start breeding fucking donkey dragons. So that's just what that is. There's a show on Netflix called Sweet Tooth. I don't know if they had a second season or not. The first season was not really what I was interested in, but it was weird enough for me to keep my attention. It talks about like a future where I there is a mix. They're hybrids, human hybrids. So you'll have a deer, half man. Like, it's weird, but that's what that makes me think of. I feel like what mothers eat during pregnancy can contribute to the child having autism. Definitely, but not just what they're eating. It's the hair care products. It's the soap. It's the toothpaste. It's everything in the environment that you're exposed to as well. We talked earlier about skin, how it absorbs, and it's the same thing for your environment. So if you're in a colder place, a hotter place, a smokier place, If you're around where seasons change all the time, it just depends. If you're around, coal miner type of vibes, girl. If you're around a lot of exhaust and filth, that's why we need to be cleaning up the earth, the atmosphere, hello God, the pollution of it all. Get rid of all of that stuff, the chemicals out of things. We have utilized minerals and natural elements of this earth to design car batteries and phones and shit like that. And then we wonder why the radiation levels are high. We wonder why people have cancer, why people are dumbed down more in their life, and why they're stricken with all of these ailments. My mom was a crackhead. I'm a crack baby. Hence why I'm low key kind of fucking crazy. So, that's just what that is. Look at Krishan Jr. Child, that is when they talk about, I think it's called alcoholic, like fetal syndrome or some shit. I forget what they call the term for it. But when I look at that baby, and that's so crazy you brought that up. That's on one of my topic lists for a video. When you look at that baby, you're like, oh yeah, girl. Mama was drunk boots when she was pregnant with that baby. That baby, that baby. First of all, that baby been the same size since it was born. That baby can't even hold its head up, formulate any kind of word, sentence, Google Gaga. And I don't want to talk about no people's children, but girl, this is what I talk about. Certain people just don't need to have no kids. Krishan Rock is a whole mess. And just to see her running behind Blueface, and Blueface allows it. He's free now, y'all. If y'all don't know, he's free now. Out the gate, started a little reality show. Jaden Alexis is. Everybody wants their piece, girl. It's just the things that we will sell, Hello God, the piece of the soul that we will sell for some financial stability is crazy work. The mama, the baby mama, the new bitch, DDG, all of these people, girl, it's a mess. It's so classless, and that's just a representation of like where we're at right now in social media. And I'll do anything for likes and to go viral. It's a smart play. I'm not mad at the play. I'm mad at, well, I guess I am, but you, he's a strategist and he's a genius, and he hasn't been in the conversation for quite some time. Think about it. We don't reference him for his music ability. We reference him for the drama he brings, and the drama he brings out of the people, the bitches around him, including his weird ass mother. And Jaden Alexis she's hungry for clout ass. Those poor children, the ones that suffer at the end of the day. You got Krishan Rock running around here like a chicken with her head cut off with that fucking voice. I just need her to do a deep one of these. Like, girl, like, get that frog out of your throat. I don't even know. Most men I talk to don't even want their girl to have like different octave ranges. I'm just saying though, because girl, and she used to be so pretty and so beautiful, and she's a hot mess, and you have to live the rest of your life with that big ass tattoo on your face looking a fool. That's on her though. Again, these are these people's choices. It was hot Cheetos, McChicken, salmon, glaze with Hennessy, Alfredo, and brown sugar, etc. All of that has a lot to do with it too. When you get pregnant, I'm a gay dude. I don't know nothing about that, but I've been aware enough and been around enough of pregnant bitches to understand. You can't be eating deli meats. You can't be drinking coffee. You can't be drinking, a lot of times, you can't drink tea. There are things that you should not be eating while you're pregnant, but people decide to eat that shit anyway because I'm craving it. Well, then don't be mad when your child comes out with wings and not because you drank all that Red Bull. Okay, period. Yeah, she was drinking, she was smoking on live. We saw her when she wanted all these clout from these streamers. Hello, God. Like, she was drinking while pregnant, smoking, doing God knows what. She reminds me of that thing. Y'all remember the Goonies? That thing that liked those Babe Ruth chocolate bars? Chocolate. That's what Krishan reminds me of. Shout out to the Goonies, child. Only the real will know, honey. Hello, God. That baby is definitely autistic. I've been saying for years that both Krishan and Blueface are autistic themselves. I just think they're slow. Look, you got to look at the parents. You got to look at the environment in which people are raised. Obviously, when you hear a little bit of, I guess, whatever truth you want to believe that Krishan talks about, the traumas in her life, that is a major contributing factor to why she's the person she is today. That's why, especially in the Black community, having conversations of trauma, seeking out therapy, and that way you can be a better person, not just for yourself, but for your kids, your future kids, your family, your friends. Like, you owe it to yourself to get that kind of help, especially when it's doing what it's been doing to you and not in a good way. And then it's just sad to see that people will exploit you for that because they look at it as drama and entertainment. My trauma should never be someone else's drama or entertainment. Tell the truth. And if it is, I better own half of the platform. Hello, my paycheck better be just as much as the owner and CEO. Hello, God. I only watch selected classics with my kiddos. Love the Goonies. The Goonies was that adventure. Like when I was young, I used to go on these adventures when everything wasn't so torn down and gentrified. I loved being in the woods and making forts and shit and putting on costumes and acting like I was a pirate and or a princess. Hello, God, depending on how I felt. Girl, I thought I was Rapunzel one time. Throw down your hair, girl. It was just a bunch of rope. Okay. But yeah, girl, like all of that stuff, I bring it back. Bring it back. Hmm. Me and my nephew do that from time to time. We'll go back and watch old movies. Yes. Lean on Me was good. Lean on Me was one of my favorite movies. But if we even go further back, you had the Goonies. You had oh my God, them boys. That boy, I forgot his name though. Was his name Corey Aim or something like that? I forget his name. He was in a bunch of stuff when we were growing up. But what Funky always says, being positively rewarded for negative behavior. Oops. That's true too. Autism looks differently on everyone. All three of my autistic students, plus one that I suspect have it, have different ASD attributes. Some typical and some not so typical. I see that at my job a lot. We get in like we have a thing, a high functioning, lower functioning. Like we brand it that way in different levels. We have the ones that are more severe. We have the ones that are not. They're functioning. You might not be able to tell, but they have the attributes, like you said. So yeah, I definitely agree. It comes in different ways. Yes. I've had four kids. I'm a cigarette and weed smoker and automatically stopped all that when that stick comes back positive. She makes me sad. I was rooting for her to change during this pregnancy. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. If that's who she is, we have to understand that. That level of lunacy is not for show. This is deeply embedded in her as a person. So it's having a baby is never going to change it. People think that too. Having a baby is going to save my relationship. It's going to make me a better person. Girl, please. I know a bunch of mothers who weren't shit before they had a baby, and they definitely ain't shit now that they had a baby. Okay. Period. The only thing I see that baby do is leap. I haven't even seen that. I see that baby fall around because he constantly needs some type of support, or he gonna end up bashing his head into the floor. That's what it's called, fetal alcohol syndrome. Thank you, Josh. That's exactly what that's called. The actual movie and not the radio show. Huh? Oh, The Breakfast Club. The movie was good. I thought they were supposed to do another one. They were supposed to recreate it. Did they do that yet? I don't know. But The Breakfast Club was really cute. That was a good movie. There was a lot of stuff back then. I loved it. That's what storytelling was real. Now you have all these recreations and Girl, how many times is the Scream guy going to repeat the same behaviors? How many times is Jason going to come back and do the girls in? How many times is Freddy Krueger going to haunt your dreams? Hello, God. How many times? How many? Girl. Fucking Michael Myers, girl. Like, come on, girl. Jamie Lee Curtis, just move somewhere across the water. He ain't got no passport. He can't even get on a boat, girl, let alone a plane. Move across. Why you want to live in the house your people got murdered in? Girl, you asked for it, in my opinion. Especially by movie 2. Okay, he comes back. Girl, okay, it's time. Jeepers Creepers, the same thing. Every spring he comes and takes the kids, sews the piece of their skin onto his to make him whole. Girl, y'all know that? Why are y'all living there? Get the fuck on. Like, y'all do it to yourselves. You deserve to die, bitch. Okay. She had a great way to channel her chaos when she was doing those gladiator type shows, but just sitting around putting socks on Blueface is stupid. Yeah, she's even then, like, I don't know. And they want to blame the men. Like, y'all got to take responsibility for your actions. This was your choice. Never say that, oh, I was convinced or I. Now that's possible when you're a young whore, but as you get older, you got to start developing your own mindset, girl. Stop blaming your shit on other people. Right, he's 2 and can't even stand up by himself. I was walking at 8 months. Okay, period. She had a great. What are your top 5 movies? Ooh, whew, girl. That's gonna be difficult to say because I am a movie show kind of guy from a young child. Um, Back in the day or just all around? Because Moonlight, believe it or not, is probably one of my favorite movies. Moonlight is a good story. Um, I thought that was perfectly put together. Um, Life or Something Like It with Angelina Jolie. If y'all don't haven't had a chance to watch that movie, it's a pretty old movie. That was a really good movie. Um, I live for. I'm sorry. Lean on Me definitely has to be, with Morgan Freeman. You want to smoke crack, Sam's? Like that definitely is probably up there. Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Hello God. Um, Adam Sandler had his run, but Mr. Deeds was a really good movie in my opinion. I really enjoyed that, the whole story, the concept of it. Um, Mr. Deeds was good. Um, what else? Other things that other people may not think of, like Salt. I'm a big Angelina Jolie fan. Just want to let y'all know. Salt to me was a great movie, good action. I love action. I love Femme Fatales. Um, Chronicles of Narnia was done well. All the Harry Potters, in my opinion, were done well. Um, what else? Mm, dang. Girl Interrupted is probably yes. Girl Interrupted was a really good movie. That was the one that gave her things, honey. In no particular order, my are Rope, Reanimator, A Beautiful Mind, The Temptations movie, and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay. What is that Kevin Spacey movie? Something America. That was a good movie. And before Kevin Spacey's, personal foolishness bled over into real life and cost him his career, he was an amazing actor. I'm judging him based on that part. It was called something. American Beauty. Is that the name of it? American Beauty. I think that might be the name of it. Hackers was definitely another good movie that she was in. I think it was American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. Really, Lovely Bones. That was a really good movie. Mystic River, Shawshank Redemption, Hello God. I love me some Denzel too. Man on Fire was everything, bitch. Carisi, Mr. Carisi, yes, girl. Anything to save the little white child. I know that's right. Um, Man on Fire was really good. I liked his depiction of Frank Lucas in that movie, the Mafia movie he played in. That was really good. Um, I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan. I really live for The Matrix. I'm a Lawrence Fishburne fan too. Hello God. I really enjoyed all the John Wicks. Um, what's the guy? Tony Montana, Cuban drug dealer. That was a really good movie. I've seen that a couple times. I love that movie. He played in another movie. The Devil's Advocate was really good. Girl, Players Club was good. Please do not start that D. That was really good. Okay. That was for the girls, honey. That was for the girls. Players Club was the T, honey. Scarface, Robert De Niro, yes. There's a lot of I have so much. Oh my God. Uh and in terms of shows, Charmed is my all-time favorite television series. Hello God. Vampire Diaries, the originals, Dexter, the guy who killed bad people. Loved Dexter. Breaking Bad was really good. Really, 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 really good. Loved Breaking Bad. Good Girls, I really wanted to last longer. They had potential, but they canceled it. I don't know why, but whatever. Um, oh my God. Cruel Intentions was good. I enjoyed that a lot. The Wire was the T. Here go Omar. Yeah, bitch. I love me. He played in another show that was really good called Hap and Leonard. It's like a supernatural kind of mystery kind of vibe. It was a really good show. For obvious reasons they didn't get to continue, but that was a really good show. Um, YB, no, I fucking love Charmed ones. Yes, honey, Charmed is my all time. That is the only series I probably have watched more than 20 times over and over and over and over again. I hated the reboot. I still watched out of obligation, and because I wanted to judge it and compare it. But girl, yeah, honey. Um, Oz was really good. Y'all know the prison show. That was a really good show. A really, really good show. Um, Lovecraft Country. I have not seen it yet. I heard good things though. Oh, obviously, girl. Game of Thrones. Minus those, minus that last season, girl. I guess. Um. Oh my God, there's so many. When you put on the spot on something, it's hard to kind of like run it all down. Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire. I love Robin Williams. Tu Wong Fu is probably one of my other favorite movies. Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything. Julie Newmar, darling. Hello, God. Um, Obviously, a lot of the Marvel stuff, DC stuff. um, Shoot. Orange is the New Black was good, girl. It was really good. It was Orange. I have to give them their things. Orange is the Weeds was another good one. I think the same creator or the executive producer for Orange is the New Black did Weeds. Weeds was a really good show. A really, really good show. Minus that last two seasons, but whatever, girl. Um, what else? Nikita, the series was good. Designated Survivor was another good show. I like my little political, chaos shows too. Oh, honey, what's the other one with Kevin Spacey? You know, they had to cut him out, and his wife, that raggedy whore, took over to be president. That was a really good show. Boss with Kelsey Grammer was another amazing show. That was a good show. Girl, it was good. I love Kelsey Grammer. I love him. I remember him all the way from the days of Fraser Crane. Hello, God, Dr. Fraser Crane. And I loved him when he damn, he's done a lot of voiceover work too for a lot of y'all kids' favorite animation shows. Damn, he also helped with Girlfriends. Kelsey Grammer, he loves us black folks, girl. He loves black women. Hello, God. And he helped do Girlfriends. If y'all didn't know that. Will and Grace, who said it? Who said it? Who said it? Bitch, Will and Grace, you know, Karen is my favorite. Hello, God. Will and Grace will go down in history as one of the greatest sitcoms to ever exist, especially for the LGBTQ space. Will and Grace, hilarious, funny, always on point. I love that show. Great show. Thank you, Shay, for pointing that out. Pose, Euphoria. Pose was good. I feel like it could have used a little bit more realism, but Pose was good. Um, Euphoria was good. A little cringe, but girl, those things happen in real life, and especially with the population of kids I deal with at my job. So that's very much reality. Shout out to what's his name? I know he has cancer now, or he has some kind of sickness. I hope he just I forget his name, but that character to play that character as boldly as he did. God bless, honey. Yes. What about the animated shows? Those are the ones I can rewatch over and over and over. I'm a big Shrek fan because it's not until you get older you realize those shows weren't for kids. All of the jokes and everything that were happening, only adults with lived experience would be able to connect the dots. Shrek was, all of the Shreks, in my opinion, were amazing. Well, I'm only the first three, at least. I love Shrek. I'm an old school animated fan too. Little Mermaid is probably one of my favorites. Aladdin. Um, what else? Land Before Time. I know I just took it back in time. Hello God. Land Before Time. What else? Shoot. Like all the other stuff, like Justice League, like y'all know I watch all that. Y'all obviously must know that by now. So big fan of X-Men, big fan of all the animated series back then, big fan of all of that stuff. Um the Batman animated series, Superman animated series, the original ones, and the newer ones that they brought out years later. But the originals will always be peak. Hello. Um those Lego movies, some of them I actually find entertaining. I do find them quite entertaining. Um, what's the guy? Despicable Me. I felt like was good. I am in love with what's that family? The superhero family, The Incredibles. Love them. Yeah. As y'all can tell, I have a varying palette. SpongeBob when I was growing up, Family Guy was good. The Boondocks will forever be one of my all-time favorites. I didn't really get too much into American Dad. South Park is legendary. King of the Hill is cute. Futurama had my attention. Now, if we want to go there, I used to watch Gundam Wing on the Cartoon Network, Robot Chicken, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Um, what was that Chinese anime that was on Cartoon with that girl who was like a half human, half demon? Her name was Ryoko. Tenchi Universe. I used to watch Tenchi. That was Tenchi Universe. I used to watch that a lot. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z, one of my all-time favorite animes. Hello God, love Dragon Ball to this day. I still watch it. Big Dragon Ball fan. Just in case y'all didn't know, big Dragon Ball fan. Um, Robot Chicken always scared me when I was little. Daria, girl. Shay, girl, you must be my spirit animal, girl. We must be kin. Hello, God, or soul sisters. Hello, God. I love Daria. That was one of my shows, girl. Oh, did y'all ever used to watch Undressed back in the day, late in the midnight hour? Undressed was that show, girl. That was when I first realized that having same sex was okay. Degrassi, hello, God. Not the new age Degrassi. The y'all know the original Degrassis, okay? Hello, God. Yeah, girl. So, girl, y'all took me down memory lane, honey. Memory lane, honey. Wow. Yeah, those were the days. Rugrats, We Are Monsters, Doug, Cousin Skeeter, Hello, God, Cat Dog, Ed, Ed, and Eddie, As Told by Ginger. That sounds so familiar. It's she. Laugh out loud. It's she. Shay like as in the opposite of he. Oh, okay, my bad. I apologize. She, honey. Hello, God. She by Sheree. No relation. I know that's right, girl. Period. Oh, but yes, Daria was too smart for the crowd. For the crowd, honey. She was, and like she was definitely like one of those personalities that I really related to, especially at that time in my life, because this is not a narcissism kind of thing or being self-absorbed. You do find yourself in times being feeling like you're surrounded by idiots. They couldn't take Daria because she was simple, to the point, clear, direct, and emotionless. She was rarely phased, if any time she was phased at all. Her reactions were always going to be the same. And people were mad at her because she would not be moved. Period. Oh yes, Paige Ayer Degrassi, her friend coming to school with a thong all out. My bed. I wanted to be grown and have my globe air too. Okay, girl, Daria got the black character correct. Okay, Gladiator, the movie with Russell Crowe. The Russell Crowe was good, and even I enjoyed the um the reprisal, the second one that when Denzel Washington was in it. I'm like, can I just be very clear about Denzel? I don't think that there is anyone. Now, there may be people that can come close, but Denzel is one of those actors that he will not be duplicated, replicated. There's no there in that comparison. Of course, we got your George Clooney's, your Brad Pitts. You have the things that you need in that regard when it comes to like white men. But I think Denzel carries white and black actors, male actors in that regard. Like I've seen almost every movie that man has done, and each time I'm flabbergasted at the skill. Come on now, honey. Shout out to Denzel. No, the TV show Gladiator. There's a TV show called Gladiator? You got to tell me more, honey. They couldn't take Severus Snape for the same reason. Okay. All the while, Severus Snape was trying to protect the boy. Meanwhile, Dumbledore, the boy, has to die. And Severus was like, what? You did all of this just for the boy to die? Child. Honey. Child. I love Snape. May that actor rest in peace. Sabrina the Teenage Witch was the T animated and live action on UPN or whatever WB, but I totally lived Sabrina, the Netflix series was that girl. I know a lot. For some reason, people weren't here for it, but I love a darker twist. We're talking about witchcraft. We're talking about Salem. We're talking about the devil and all of these things, these magical elements. It doesn't need to be PG. I loved for the darker attitude of Sabrina on Netflix. Totally in love with it. I was on that Xena tip too. Xena Warrior Princess, girl, and uh Hercules, Hello God. Those were the shows back then, girl. The 13th year, I don't know what that is. Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels was cute. The Craft was good. Smart House, I don't know what that is, girl. I swore up and down I was gonna grow a fin for my 13th birthday. Copied and pasted that. What? Hold on. I'm all out of sorts with the comments. My bad. Walsh hosts the iconic competition show featuring all-out action as new generation superhumans take on brave contenders in the ultimate test of speed and strength. I've never seen that. I've never heard that. What is that on? You know, I love Mutants, child. You know, I'm into the Gen V, the boys, Hello God. I'm into Invincible. I fall in love with all that stuff. I've never heard of that show before. Gladiator. What's that on? What's up, Trillery? How you doing? So good. R.I.P. to the actor that played Ambrose. We talking about Euphoria. Is that what we talking about? Oh no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that's the same guy who played in Gen V. Yeah, he passed away, child. May he rest. He played that character in Sabrina really well. Prudence needed a show. Sabrina the Teenage Witch became a Christian, I heard. Child. In my opinion, Severus was the most well-written character in Harry Potter. I'd have to agree. I like those complex, deep, emotional, but not emotional characters. They have a lot going on. And he was like the last of the people that were connected to Harry Potter's family. If all of those people, you let's think about this when and just in reality, right? Fear is not a motivator for friendship. If all of the Death Eaters just because we know we didn't like you didn't like Lord Voldemort, you feared him. That was even shown with the Malfoy father. You know, the Malfoy family hated him. They just feared him, so they didn't want to do nothing. If all of them band together their magics, they could have taken him out. But see, this is what happens when fear is your motivator. Because honestly, girl, like Dumbledore could have ended him more than many a times over. It would have been nothing to Dumbledore. But see, this is what happens, especially as I talk about like Superman and Batman. The reason we have these problems and these enemies keep coming back stronger and damn you about to destroy the world and the people in it, hello gone, is because y'all didn't handle business the first time. Sometimes you have to kill these bitches, hello God, that way you have peace across the land for millennia to come. What's praised is a lot of the arts replicates and symbolize. Hold on, my bad. Hold on. Oops. A lot of arts replicates and symbolizes real life. The good is actually the bad is actually the good. It's a mirror trick theory. Oh, come on, she, honey. Come on, she. I live for that. That's cute. I gotta use that. Half and half, one on one, my wife and kids. Josh, tell it. I loved half and half through this journey of discover, finding you and finding me. Yes, girl. Oh, what? Let me see if I can get the note. Let me clear my throat, girl. Something JT can vouch for. Let us clear our throat, girl. Through this journey I'm discovering, finding you and finding. Oh, let's get to the part. Now that I have. Oh, girl, I can't hit it, girl. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna try, girl. I don't have a backtrack like Mariah. Sorry, y'all. Who, girl? I did watch the new season of V. I feel like I wasted my time, and I have the same argument about these shows that I do. The Boys. Hello? 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 Okay, can y'all hear me now? I'm so sorry. My brother was spam calling me. I apologize, y'all, but I'm back. I'm about to get out of here in a minute anyway, but you said you watched the new season of what? Then JT cut off. We hear you now. Oh, the new season of Gen V. Gen V, girl, they could have kept that. This is my issue with these supernatural, these mutant shows. We're here to watch the action and most of all, the power. If Marie Moreau, hello God, is so powerful, I want to see it. I don't want to see glimpses of it. The whole premise of the season was horrible. I think that they had no choice but to pivot because old boy passed away in real life. I get it. But like, girl, what's the point of this show if we're not going to see people utilizing their powers? I saw more of that boy with the vortex booty hole sucking in people and getting them out of his asshole than me seeing the other girl get big or shrink down to little size. Like, it's just a waste. Even that last season of The Boys was horrible because Homelander is this fee fi fo fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman type of giant, but we rarely get to see him utilize his potential. We don't even get to see a fraction of what these people are capable of doing. What's the point? And I understand that it costs money for those special effects, but your show is based on seeing people utilize their powers. You knew what you were getting into when the budget was supposed to budget. I don't want to see this is kids just going to school. These kids have powers. Let's see it. You know? I didn't like it, D, for that reason. I want to see more. I want to see more. You let some crispy Kringle guy, so no one else knew that he survived the explosion. The creator of Vought, the creator of this thing that gives these people's powers. Come on now. And the actress for Starlight, she looked anemic as fuck. What are you gonna do when Homelander comes around? You lost. You were already a skinny bitch in the last season. Now you're even more skinnier. And if Miss, what's her name, the one, the Senator Fish, that got exploded last season from Butcher. If you're so powerful, how did you get taken down so easily? There's so many questions. Like, and again, visually speaking, I'm here to watch powers, but if I'm watching a supernatural show, like I said before, if I'm watching a show like that or a movie like that, I expect to see magic. I expect to see battles to the death, honey. Get Star Wars, say what y'all want about Star Wars, but girl, they don't waste time showing you what the Force can do. Hello, God. Show that shit. I want to see it. That's what I'm here for. Hope Face is what? I can't see the whole comment, but also we have to remember it's a political commentary, so I love it for that as well. Of course, I live for it, but it's supposed to be a fiction too. Look at X-Men 97. Look at the animated series of X-Men. They're politically motivated and they were created to at least exemplify what the current times are, right? They were still able to give us all things needed, required, and desired in terms of action. Every episode was on point. Every episode, you got action. You got your things. I don't want. I look to TV and fiction to escape the realities of life. I love the fact that people can balance the real and the fiction and bring it together in good storytelling. But girl, at least balance it out. I have to deal with Donald Trump in real life. I have to deal with, racism, discrimination in the real world. I don't mind watching that on my TV screen with fiction, but balance it out. I'm here to watch these bitches turn up. The reason I don't like how they depict certain people in X-Men and Storm is this great, powerful being, all of the things, but every time we see her in live action, y'all depower her. You don't make this character interesting no more. We love her for the power. Like, come on. Like, stop playing with us. And it costs, from what I hear, it costs more money to make animated series than live action. There's a lot of detail and work that goes into it. Voice acting, editing, all that stuff they got to do. So, I mean, come on. I just think people are lazy now and they're too busy worried about budgets. Again, you knew what you were getting yourself into. I mean, hey, I hate how the palm colored folk get to have witches and warlocks. Their magic all up and through their stories, and by just disowns all their ancestry, calling it demonic. No, I can't. Oh, that is true. Oh, I will say, since we were talking about Ryan Murphy's creations earlier, I was in love with the American Horror Story stuff, especially The Coven. Shout out to them because they're coming back out for a new season. Shout out to Jessica Lange, honey. I know that's right, girl. The girls are coming back. The Coven was my favorite part of American Horror Story. So I can't wait to watch that again. Indeed. I liked it, but I didn't love it. You know? And if everyone, all this stuff it's art, so it's subjective. So if you love it, great for you. But I expected more. I just expect she's this Don Diva. Y'all should have been showing her training, getting her powers up, doing her thing. Like, I wanted to see more elevation, the fighting, the battles, especially how the boys ended last season. You really thought that you were going to get some type of rebellion on your hands. We didn't get that because y'all too busy trying to save money. Hello, God. Hashtag we need more people. Angela Bassett is another one. I revere her like I do Denzel Washington. I know a lot of the girls love Halle Berry, and I love Halle Berry too. But if I had to really put it in there, Angela Bassett rivals her in my opinion. And it's not pinning them against each other. It's just, back in the day, Halle Berry and Denzel were the first African Americans to win. I forget what award that was. Forgive me, but they won Best Actor and Actress for their film. They were the first African Americans to do it. So I think people automatically align them together. But I think Angela Bassett is a talent just like Denzel. We'll never see that like again in this lifetime. And we better appreciate it for what it's worth. Because as we see with AI and already interfering and melding with the music industry, we got a video coming out about that this week coming up, so stay tuned. Um, Girl, with AI moving to the movie screens, it's going to be a lot cheaper than filming on location, which is going to really be a disturbing situation for movies and shows alike. And to grasp people's attention, like Wheel of Time, I don't know if y'all, again, we're talking Supernatural, so I'm quite sure most of y'all know about the Wheel of Time on Prime Video. That was an amazing show. They ended up canceling it. It was an amazing show. It's just, again, the money that these people have to spend on special effects is crazy. And they don't ever like to, do what they need to do. So, yeah. I'm gonna need them to see the forest through the trees. Like, hey, we got this. This is our budget. Can you do something with this? And because these people are trying to feed the streets, they're not thinking like, oh shit, we can't sustain this. So we're gonna have to scale back. No, the whole point of the Wheel of Time is to watch, hello God, these fierce women use their powers. Even I know a lot of people didn't like that Lord of the Rings spinoff. I felt like it had the potential to be great, but we'll never know now. You know what I mean? Like, It costs a lot of bread to keep those types of shows alive. Not great for me. She was too busy running away, trying to find her sister. Yeah, fuck that sister too. I'm just saying though, like, okay, you brought her to life. All you did was feed into the foolishness of what that man wanted you to do. I'm not really interested in the next season, to be honest. I'll probably watch it just out of obligation, but like, I won't have any expectations because season one was good. Like, but season two, they were leaning too much into foolishness. Asylum was my favorite. Asylum was good. Asylum was really good. That circus freak shit was good. Um, which was the other ones that I liked? The circus freak. The circus freak. I'm not gonna lie. The one with the circus freaks really broke my heart. What they did to that little lady. Ooh, girl. I said, ooh, girl. It really messed me up. Am I the only one who don't care for Black Panther? Black Panther 1 was good, but Black Panther 2 sucked. Because, first of all, they tried to give too much praise. And again, this isn't about race or culture, but it is at the same time. Because the way in which they tried to downgrade African history in that really pissed me off. And just the simple fact that I did a rant about this when I reviewed the movie when it came out. Black Panther is a character in Marvel. Chadwick Boseman, although may he rest in heavenly peace, we love Chadwick Boseman. Great actor, phenomenal person, and decent human being. Chadwick Boseman died in real life. Black Panther is not dead. So the fact that they made that movie personal and decided instead of recasting for Black Panther, we're just going to kill him off. That was the stupidest shit I ever saw in my life. I'm sorry. Love him down, blah blah blah. But this isn't the same as a football player passing away and then we retire the jersey. This has nothing to do with that. Let's tell the truth. Black Panther is a character. You recast the character. You don't kill the character because the real actor has passed away. That makes no fucking sense. And you've now destroyed an entire, fan base and an entire, because Black Panther is beloved, especially during the time he was married to Storm Girl and she was wreaking all that havoc through the land of Wakanda. Girl, hello God, girl, they couldn't take Storm Girl. But Black Panther is very pivotal in the Marvel universe, and the fact that they decided to just kill him off just because the actor that played him died, that was ridiculous to me, and that's what I call being biased. That's being biased. I'm just saying though. Angela Bassett is that girl. She was robbed for that. She definitely was robbed. Angela, all the way for me. Viola Davis, I'm rewatching How to Get Away with Murder, and although it irritates me, I'm at that season where she got shot by Westchild and she's in recovery right now, and she's having those flashbacks. The way her acting, like, oh my God, Viola Davis is that girl, and she needs all her just due and respect. Halle Berry got passed around to get to the top allegedly. I don't believe that. I'm never gonna say that about a woman who lives for sex. Let her have power in her sex, honey. And she got to where she's at from hard work. Period. Now, if we were talking about somebody else, maybe I might agree with that. But I've never been on that bandwagon all those years ago when she was doing those films and those high energy sex scenes. Girl, we don't talk about that with these white women and these white men. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, it is what it is. Mama was definitely worthy of her accolades and her achievements by way of her hard work. Love Halle Berry, but Angela Bassett is a way better actress. Hell, Viola Davis is a better actress than Halle Berry. We need to stand up now against that soulless crap getting to for AI. Yes, we do. Yeah, I got a video. It's in my topic list to talk about because I saw the interview Gayle King did with that girl, and that pissed me off. Never got to watch Wheel of Time, but I've heard of it. It was good. It's slow burn, but girl, that's season 2, bitch. That season in that beginning of season 3, girl. Yes. If you can watch Lord of the Rings, you can watch Wheel of Time. Nah, I love Black Panther. Hey said the cast would not agree to recasting according to the blogs. Well, fuck them too then. And Marvel has to step in because we're talking about continuity. We're talking about historical facts. Well, they're not facts, we're talking about superhero shit, but you know what I mean. You have to be in alignment with that particular fan base and the facts and the history of Black Panther. You can't, if they want to go, they can go. Just tell the truth. You could recast everybody. That's just what I would have done. And if I was Marvel, I would have stood on that too. Like, no, we can't do that, bro. That makes no fucking sense. It is what it is. You know? I've seen plenty of shows and movies like, okay, I really love Spartacus. That was a really good show. They recasted that actor because unfortunately he fell ill with cancer and eventually passed away. But by the second season, they recasted. Spartacus didn't die in real life. You know what I mean. The character did. The guy playing the character did. Recast. Like, you got to do what's best for the platform and the show. Like, you can't just kill off Black Panther like that. That's weird and it's stupid. It makes no sense. If the cast doesn't want to do it, then fuck them. They're not good business either. They got to understand it's the brand. Yeah, our homeboy died. It sucks. It's sad. Take the time we need. And if Ryan Coogler couldn't remove his bias and he couldn't get those people to fall in line, we need a new director. We need new everybody then at that point. And as far as I'm concerned, why not? Give other Black folks an opportunity to get their acting chops together. Hello. I refuse to watch the interview and I hope K. Michelle sues her ass. Okay. Was killed off just in the movie or in the entire universe, like comic books and whatnot. Now I refuse to watch. Okay. YB, get Viola's book on audio. It was everything. I'm sure it was. It seems like she has a lot of experience. Well, all right, y'all. I'm finna get out of here. I need to get me a nap in or a relaxation before the live tonight for the Kiki panel. But I did just want to come up here and let y'all know I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And yeah, I really do appreciate it. And the Black Panther sister, I remember, had some controversy for being like an all lives matter type of girl or something like that. Well, I wish some of those people would keep their politics to themselves. Like this, like, girl, you have influence. You say the wrong thing, you're going to get the wrong reaction. You know? They need to take some pointers from Chadwick Boseman. He was a very wise man. And it sucks to see, his light no longer shine. I'll forever remember that commencement speech he made at that college. And obviously I didn't memorize it, but it was very impactful. And I see it pop up on my For You page every blue moon. And it touches me in ways that other speeches haven't. So, another thing about Viola is she knows how to make fun of herself. Yeah, I love Viola. We love them all. All right, y'all, let me get up out of here. Again, I love you all. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this live. For those that will be catching the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. As you come in the building or as you're leaving the building, make sure to tap that like button and engage in the platform in all forms. I really appreciate it. And again, tonight, live, Kiki panel, Harvey on this platform. Be there or be square, honey, okay? All right, y'all, this was everything, as you all are everything. And again, very much appreciated. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Yeah, until the next time, be blessed and never stressed. Remember that health is truly wealth. Take care, y'all. Bye.